is no terrible way to win. There is only winning.
Let me drive. I will make a fool out of you.
Every one of us has to find a reason to do this. You do it because you're driven.
I was beginning to think I'd never be anything more than a piston-happy, lead-foot punk. Then this starts to happen.
Somebody put it in your mind you gotta be perfect every time out or you're a failure. Well, forget that. Just forget it.
You ready to put away your toys and grow up? Are you ready to make more money in 1 year than your father made in his whole life? Are you ready to become a real race car driver?
When I won it was probably the last time I ever felt pure victory.
Because I'm quicker than all of you.
And if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver.
But hell, isn't that what we're in this for? To stare death in the face and to cheat it? Come on, there's nobility in that. It's like being knights.
No pressure, nobody breathing down my back, just driving because I left it pure.
A lot of people go through life doing things badly. Racing is important to men who do it well. When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.
I just hope when you do, that I'm there to see it.
Racing. That's the name of the game, isn't it? Win or lose, put up or shut up.
Fine. Then let's race.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Jacques Villeneuve, you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Bruno Senna, you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Chris Hoy and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Landon Norris and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hello and welcome back to the Dubai O-Plate. We are getting ourselves underway with this Sodi World Series. The first lap is already underway as they blast away from the start. Romaldo Lebroy in pole position from Ahmad Al Hamadi, Maz Nawaz and Chris Edwards in the second row from Hussein Umid Ali in fifth position. Already a bit of fisticuffs, so that looks like Joao Pava has gone off at turn 2 and is trying to get himself back into position. A bit of a problem there for Joao as he gets himself back into the fray. Marcus Thomas and Atel Al-Bawani were in the top 10, as well as Britain's Abigail Birch, Esser Al-Kubaisi and Leo Ardolino. So a lot of good talent as they work their way through on the first lap. A big battle for the lead already as they go side by side down the back straight. We were expecting a big battle right from the off, and we've got one straight away as it's now a 3-car battle. And that looks to be the likes of Lebroy, Al Hamadi and Maz Nawaz of Pakistan as they run away together on the far side. They're going to come through out of the final turn, and there's going to be a cavalcade of them as they run through. This is going to be a really exciting first race for the Sodi World Series as they come across the line and into the next lap. It's Hussein Umid Ali who leads the way from Romaldo Lebroy and Ahmed Al Hamadi, with Maz Nawaz, Chris Edwards and Abigail Birch in sixth position. A really strong battle in the early stages as they start to run around the circuit in good position. But it is a very close battle at the sharp end. Oh, so already some good battles as the race. Another yellow flag as two karts come together there in through turn 2 and have dropped down the far side. This, of course, is the Sodi World Series for drivers who have literally not brought a kart. They've brought not even overalls, some of them. They've just come along, signed up and continued. There's another incident up at turn 4 and 5. But the top 6 are right into the battle as up to second position. And a really intense battle. Abigail Birch is impeded there as Romaldo Lebroy battled with Ahmad Al Hamadi. And it looks to me as though it's Hussein Umid Ali who leads the way down the back straight. So they're running up towards the next braking point. And it's going to be in through the hairpin. They will battle away for position as the top 3 or 4 drivers are still very closely matched together as they run together in formation. And then they come up into the final turn, back onto the home straight once again. It's going to be an intense battle. 1:18.6 was the fastest lap of the race for our race leader. It is now Maz Nawaz who leads the way. And there's a warning flag for 3 separate drivers. One of them is Andy Vieira. So Andy Vieira has got a warning flag there. The 11 has one too. Now the 11 is Alan Curry and the 25, that's Leo Ardolino. So those 3 drivers already getting a little bit of a ticking off from the officials, and they will be scrutinised very heavily for the remainder of this race. But out in front there is a nice 3-way battle for the lead continuing to develop as the race goes on with 8 laps to go. Hussein Umid Ali, Maz Nawaz and Ahmed Al Hamadi with Chris Edwards in 4th. Romaldo Lebroy in 5th place now from Marcus Thomas and Abigail Birch, with Esser Al-Kubaisi there in 8th position. So the leading 4 drivers all battling away. Esser Al-Kubaisi trying to make the move on Abigail Birch into turn 9. And there's a yellow flag down at 6. Another incident. So plenty of battles. On the inside, Maz Nawaz is going for the lead on the inside of Hussein Umid Ali. And it's going to be 3 wide as Ahmed Al Hamadi goes for the move. On the inside, Chris Edwards trying to tuck in there as well. Absolutely amazing. 4 of them squabbling for position. And it looks to me as though the lead has changed 3 times in the space of 1 corner. Amazing! So through to the lead now has come Ahmed Al Hamadi, I do believe, as they come onto the main straight and over the line. Yes, Al Hamadi from Umid Ali, Edwards and Nawaz, with Lebroy in 5th position from Thomas, Birch and Al Kubaisi. Absolutely fantastic battle in the Sodi World Series. It's 3 wide for second as now Maz Nawaz makes his impression on the inside line and goes for the move. Some terrific squabbling for positions as they all run around the circuit together. And with 7 laps to go, Romaldo Lebroy is there in P5 as the fastest lap of the race. So Romaldo Lebroy, who was originally our pole sitter, has got himself back up to speed once again. They drop down through the far side of the circuit and underneath the bridge. So in comes Ahmed Al Hamadi, race leader, having broken clear. Look at the squabble for 3rd position, back to about 9th. Absolutely terrific from these drivers as they continue to push on. Lots of overtaking going to come from these guys as they race on with gusto. And they chop across. Now 3rd position is still going to be Chris Edwards, but Maz Nawaz, Romaldo Lebroy, Marcus Thomas and Abigail Birch are all in there for position. Looks like Abigail Birch has made up at least 1 place. So Abby Birch is trying to keep himself into position, but I think Chris Edwards is trying to get away from the trailing pack. Kart number 5 now gets a warning. Now the number 5, I do believe that one is Marcus Thomas, who's up in the top 10. So Al Hamadi leads. Umid Ali 2nd now from Lebroy, Nawaz, Edwards, Al Kubaisi, Thomas, Rimacher and Birch. So a really interesting battle continuing on then in the top 10 as they chop and change positions many times. 6 laps to go. Fastest lap of the race for Leo Ardolino, but Al Hamadi leads the race at the moment by just over a second to Hussein Umid Ali, with Romaldo Lebroy fighting his corner to get back into the podium positions, and he's there now up in 3rd place, battling with Pakistan's Maz Nawaz up into the braking zone. Those 3 still very closely knit together as they go over the curbs through 9 and 10. Still some good battles, lots of good trains developing around the track, and Esser Al Kubaisi going well underneath Chris Edwards. So trying to push forward down the back straight. Esser Al Kubaisi now in P6, closing up on Edwards, but Nawaz is still there with Romaldo Lebroy. Lebroy trying to hold off Nawaz into the hairpin once again, and they come up through the final couple of corners and into the last turn. All going well for Ahmed Al Hamadi, who leads the way from Hussein Umid Ali. A 1:12.1 for the moment is the fastest lap. Romaldo Lebroy still in 3rd position, being hustled by Maz Nawaz as they go through turn 1. Nawaz is going to try and get his way through into 3rd position, but Romaldo Lebroy hangs on to the position, hangs on to the edge for the moment. Chris Edwards is still there in P5 from Esser Al Kubaisi, Marcus Thomas, Bernd Romischer. Now Alan Curry has come up to 9th position in front of Abigail Birch, and then it is Atef Al-Bawani in 11th position as they run over the far side of the circuit, back over the bridge, through the S's on the far side, and then through those trio of fast left-handers, they'll come back under the bridge. All good for Ahmed Al Hamadi as he gets into the braking zone for the chicane. He's well clear. Hussein Umid Ali in 2nd place, then the battle for 3rd. Still a good tussle, but there's nothing to choose between 3rd and 4th place as Romaldo Lebroy continues to hang on to it for the moment, but he's got intense pressure, Romaldo Lebroy, as he's going to have Maz Nawaz right in there, and there's contact in the mid-pack as they go for the move. And that's through into 3rd position for Maz Nawaz. Very good work there from Maz. Just a little bit of rubbing on the barriers, and we got yellow flags waving up at... yellow flags at 9. I didn't see anybody having gone off there. But apparently yellow flags at turn 9. And what's that for? It's because the barriers have ended up going across the circuit. 2 or 3 karts in the midfield have ended up pushing the tyre barrier onto the race circuit. So it's obviously going to be a really exciting battle as these guys have obviously got to clear the circuit fairly quickly for the rest of the leaders coming around. Ahmed Al Hamadi from Hussein Umid Ali, Romaldo Lebroy, Maz Nawaz, Chris Edwards and Esser Al Kubaisi in the top 6 at the moment, but they are coming to the scene of that little incident very rapidly. Yellow flags are going to be there, hand in the air of recognition, but the track is cleared just in the nick of time, so that is well done. Maz Nawaz has to wait for his move on Romaldo Lebroy, but it is all clear now, so they can go for the overtake from now on. Great to see an opportunity knocking again for Maz Nawaz. He's going to try and get the move on the inside of Romaldo Lebroy. Lebroy is still there in 3rd place though. Maz Nawaz with pressure from Chris Edwards in behind. Then Esser Al Kubaisi. Then it's Bernd Romischer, Alan Curry, Abigail Birch and Marcus Thomas from Al-Bawani, Lise, Al-Ajari, Rocker, Khalifa Al Kubaisi. Then Imran and Ardolino. They come down through to the first corner once again, and so far so good for our race leader, Ahmed El Hamadi, who leads the way with 3 laps to go and a fastest lap of 71.959. So a very fast race from these guys at the moment. Still pushing on with a lot of speed, a lot of pace, and it is going to be very tough to see how these kind of drivers are able to match the sort of speed they are. And they're a very good caliber of drivers, these. I couldn't get anywhere near the times these guys are doing. Yellow flags, because we've got an incident up at turn 2. 2 or 3 drivers have come together there. And there's a black flag. A black flag has gone out for the 25. That's Leo Ardolino. Leo Ardolino has been given the black flag. Now, I'm assuming that that is going to be for dangerous driving. So Leo Ardolino has been given the black flag. That's an absolute disaster. And pushing over the curbs in the mid-pack again. So close to edging out those tyres. You've got to be careful on the brakes because you can't just throw the kart in full speed. You've got to make sure that it works to full effect. So it's going to be a really tough battle for the rest of this race, but the third place battle is heightening up. Ahmed El Hamadi leads the way from Hussein Ahmed Ali. Maz Nawaz now into third place in front of Romaldo Lebroy and Chris Edwards. From Esser Al-Kubaisi, Bernd Romischer, Alan Curry and Abigail Birch with 2 laps to go. Oh dear, the number 25 has been given a black flag, and the signal now is that he has to report to the clerk of the course. So Leo Ardolino, unfortunately, has not been making too many friends out there by the look of it. A lap and a half to go. Underneath the bridge for Ahmed El Hamadi. Fastest lap of the race, a 1:11.955 now. And I'm fairly sure that makes him the only driver out there who has been able to lap the circuit in under 72 seconds. Nobody else has broken into the 11s yet, as Leo Ardolino finally brings the kart in. And there's a great battle in the middle of the scrap as they run for 5th and 6th positions. That is a good move from Abby Birch, trying to work her way through the magic, but I think Esser Al-Kubaisi getting caught out now with 5 or 6 karts in tow. So there's going to be a real battle between those last top 10 positions. The likes of Al-Kubaisi, Romischer, Curry, Birch and Thomas into the last lap. We'll try and keep an eye on it as Ahmed El Hamadi in kart number 12 goes into the final lap and leads the way with 1 lap to go. Maz Nawaz is trying once again to shake off Romaldo Lebroy, but I think Maz Nawaz has ended up losing a lot of ground now. Oh, sorry, Lebroy has ended up losing a lot of ground now. So Maz Nawaz is well and truly clear, signalling to somebody, Maz Nawaz. I'm not sure what the hand gestures are for, but obviously wants to make some kind of point clear as he goes over the bridge. But for Maz Nawaz, it's looking really, really strong as he comes into the final few corners of the lap in 3rd position. But the race leader by 2.7 seconds now is Ahmed El Hamadi. So Ahmed is going to get a brilliant victory out in front as he goes through the chicane. And in 2nd position, it is still Hussein Ahmed Ali. And oh, big contact with the tyre barrier, throwing the tyres back onto the course. That battle in the mid-pack, there's nothing they can do about it now with the end of the race very much in sight. They've got to be very careful as they go through. But the victory is going to go the way of our race leader. Ahmed El Hamadi comes out of the final turn, and in the first race of the day in the Sodi World Series, he takes the victory. Ahmed El Hamadi in fine style wins it from Hussein Ahmed Ali in 2nd, and in 3rd place it is Maz Nawaz from Romaldo Lebroy. Alan Curry fights up to 5th position at the end of a very tough race there. Good work from Alan Curry in what was a very strong battle. And then rounding out the top 6 after a strong battle is Chris Edwards from Bernd Romischer, Esser Al-Kubaisi, Abby Birch and Marcus Thomas in 10th. Then it is Atif Al-Bawani from Enzo Al-Ajari, Hakon Lees, Khalifa Al-Kubaisi in 14th place. Still a lot of side-by-side finishes there. I think Shane Cooper was going wheel-to-wheel with Ian de Battista over the line. Behind Khalifa Al-Kubaisi was Mark Rocker. Then Elliot Jones in 16th from Mohammed Shoaib Khan, Mohammed Imran, Abdullah Hadi Qasem and Andre Curry rounding out the top 20. And then we had Sam Naylor from Saud Al Masood, Manu Matthew, Alexander Sovatov, Greg Watt, Shane Cooper, Ian de Battista, Andy Vieira, Jurgen Schmitz, Mahmoud Jafar, Joao Paiva, Chris Nagdev and Mohammed Al Shamdi, with unfortunately Leo Ardolino being called into the pits with the black flag. Naughty, naughty Leo. He won't do that again. But the checkered flag flies in the Sodi World Series, and it's great fun. The first race of the day going the way of Ahmed El Hamadi. And all of them, all the way down to Mohammed Al Shamardi in 33rd position, all in at least the 114s. which makes me feel very embarrassed. The only fast lap I could do over the course of the 2 days in a rental car was a 1:16.8. So I'm afraid I'm still way off the pace of these guys. Great to see. Amazing racing and good battles between the drivers in the Sodi World Series. If you've just tuned in, it's probably about 9:15 in the UK at the moment. So great to see all of the drivers in position, ready for the finals of the Dubai O-Plate 2019. It's going to be an absolutely sensational run, and we're going to see some great battles from the drivers as we head into the finals. The first final of the day is going to be for the X30 shifters and veterans, as they will take to the circuit for the final time. A tricky race, a very difficult circuit to battle with if you're in the shifters and veterans, but they're all going to have a really strong battle out on the Dubai Kartdrome circuit, just a stone's throw away from the start-finish line, where 7 days previously to this, the Dubai 24 Hours wrapped up with the checkered flag exactly 7 days ago. So we are within spitting distance of the circuit. It's a wonderful part of the world, this. And I have to say the Emirati welcome has been a very pleasant one. And this is only my 3rd day in the country, and I have to say I'm falling head over heels in love with the United Arab Emirates. It's a wonderful part of the world, very welcoming people, fantastic nightlife, amazing sport of karting. It's really well represented, and I'm already planning my next visit. Fantastic. And obviously we have some very good battles to come in each of the individual classes. The winner of each of these classes, of course, is going to walk away, most importantly of all, not just with the trophies, but also with a ticket to the Army International Finals that will take place in October at the Alain Prost circuit at Le Mans in France. That's where everybody wants to go. If you are an IARMY driver in karting, the one event you want to win is the International Final, the World Championships of IARMY, and it's going to be a really amazing day of race action to see which 4 drivers ultimately are going to get there. So with the tickets on offer and obviously the drivers ready to go for some great action over the course of the next 2 to 3 hours or so, we have got so many stories to tell. There will be a second race from the Sodi World Series drivers a little bit later on, but a great warm-up and a great B-side, if you like, to the single that is the Dubai O-Plate. We'll have some really good battles from the drivers coming up. We obviously have the finals for the shifters and veterans up first. Then we'll have the cadets and rookies. And then also we will have the X30 seniors and the X30 juniors. All of these drivers here battling very hard and fast over the course of the weekend, and we'll see some great racing from them. One of the things I have to say I've been most impressed by over the course of the weekend is just the quality of the field here. You obviously hear it from a distance when you hear the karting world talk about racing in other countries, but you have to come and experience it for yourself to really get an understanding. And it's really good to see that some of the talent that I've been watching over in England or in Europe that has come here have really found it hard to compete against the local talent here in the United Arab Emirates, where obviously everybody is trying to get that elusive driver into Formula One day to represent the country of the UAE in Formula One, especially when you consider that there's a Grand Prix just down the road from here. And it would be great to see a top talented racing driver from the Middle East get as far as Formula One. And I have a feeling it's not going to be long. You've got so many talents coming through in the United Arab Emirates IARMY series, and here today at the Dubai O-Plate there are some amazing talents who are just as good, if not better, than some of the European talents that are already very well funded and obviously take that traditional route to Formula One. And the way that the karting world is going here, the infrastructure is building, the talent is developing, and it's going to be only a matter of years really before we start to see that kind of talent in Formula One. It's just as good as anything I've seen in Europe or in Great Britain, where everybody shouts about the karting talent can go to Formula One. And it's really encouraging to see on a physical circuit like this, the Brits who have travelled over, the Europeans who have travelled over, have really found it hard to cope with. So I'm hoping to see one or two of the drivers on the grid here. We've got obviously drivers in the field representing not just the United Arab Emirates, but we've also got drivers who are based in Qatar, in Oman, in Bahrain, and also in Kuwait. There's Jordan, of course, is another country that's well represented. with the way that the thing is, field of motorsport is going, it is only a matter of time before we get drivers from this part of the world representing their countries in Formula One, IndyCar, and the Le Mans 24 Hours with major teams. It's not far away, folks, and it's great to see that spirit of competition, and the level of competition is accelerating year upon year upon year. And to be able to come and see it firsthand is a real privilege, and it's great to see that. I don't think it's going to be long before we're starting to talk about some of the drivers in this field today making their way to the top of the world of touring cars, rallying, Le Mans, you name it. I could see one or two of these guys handling themselves in the Indy 500, no problem at all. They've got that level of composure and discipline, and they're going to get better and better as time goes on. It's up to people like myself and my immediate colleagues, I suppose, to rally round and get behind and push those stories forward. Don't you worry, rest assured, when we leave here, there will be plenty to shout about, and we will keep the story bandwagon rolling. But we have got a grid now to get the first grand final of the day in the Dubai O-Plate. 16 laps of this Dubai Kartdrome circuit, 1,300 metres in length. The longest straight in a shifter will only take about 4 seconds. It is not a long straight here at all, but it's physically demanding, it's brutal, very punishing on the back and on the chassis. We've had a lot of bent and cracked chassis over the course of the weekend already, just because it is such a brutal challenge. But what a race to win for whoever emerges at the top of each of their classes. So in the gearbox category, it has been all about one man at the top spot who has yet to be beaten all weekend. That man is Alessandro Stura. He has won 4 races out of 4 starts, all 3 heats yesterday and the pre-final today. So on paper, he's the favourite. But there's more to this story than meets the eye. Saeed Al-Ali, starting alongside him, has been incredibly composed and disciplined all the way through this weekend, and he is going to be a threat. But I think everybody is very aware of the fact that the lady in 3rd position could well be the deciding factor in this race. Amna Al-Kubaisi, starting in 3rd position, she is definitely the one to watch here. In yesterday's 3rd heat, she got herself into 2nd position and was catching Alessandro Stura until a mechanical problem intervened and her race came to a premature end. She's been fighting back ever since, but a crucial drive in the pre-final has now seen her start from 3rd on the grid. That's the inside line into turn 1, and she's very quick indeed off the start. So this could be a very important race start for Amna Al-Kubaisi. If she gets it right, then she could be fighting wheel to wheel with Alessandro Stura for the 16 laps of this race. 4th on the grid, though, don't count out Tony Hogg. He doesn't just want to be the lead veteran, he wants to win the whole thing. So he is coming to town with a real dedicated stance. He wants to win going away. Hamda Al-Kubaisi, the other sister in the Al-Kubaisi family in the shifter class, she's been very solid and consistent too, never outside the top 5, and at times she has been just as fast as Amna Al-Kubaisi, even sometimes to the 1,000th of a second. We saw in the practice session on Thursday afternoon, there was literally 2,000ths of a second between the two of them, and you can't even blink an eye in that time. Very close between the two of them. However, there is one man they're all going to keep an eye on, and that is Max Fleischmann. Very quick off the start in the pre-final, fought his way through to the top 3, and then sadly fell away with difficulties later on in the race. But Max Fleischmann has a real chance to make something of this one. If he can get a strong start and start to make some progress, he could be a very strong factor. Behind them in the top 6, we've got Brad Diaz and Abdurrahman Al-Shamsi, Daniel Jones and Walid Al-Qasemi. All 4 of those drivers have never really been out of the war zone in terms of reliability. They've all had difficulties, they've all had issues with carbs, with engines, with tyres, all sorts of difficulties through the weekend. But if they can just keep solid and keep fighting in the heavy attrition rated championship that is the X30 shifters here at the Dubai O-Plate, anything can happen. You've got to remember, this is the longest race of the weekend, 16 laps. It's tough, it's brutal, and the attrition rate is sky high in this class. It is the longest race of the entire Dubai O-Plate weekend, so it will be very difficult to see how these guys are going to come at it. Any one of the drivers in the top 6, for my money, has the ability to win it, and they're all going to be absolutely balls to the wall, pushing like mad to make it happen. This is going to be such a tough fight. Alessandro Stura on pole position, Saeed Al-Ali in 2nd place, Amna Al-Kubaisi 3rd, Tony Hogg in 4th, Hamda Al-Kubaisi in 5th, Max Fleischmann in 6th, Brad Diaz in 7th, Abdurrahman Al-Shamsi in 8th, Dan Jones in 9th, and Walid Al-Qasemi in 10th. So all 10 drivers are out on the circuit. They are now getting themselves into a position ready for the start. Stura, Al-Ali, Al-Kubaisi, Hogg, Al-Kubaisi, Fleischmann, Diaz, Al-Shamsi, Jones and Al-Qasemi. And this is going to be a very tough battle from the start. They're going to be really focused on the lights out phase of the race. Oh, a quick word with our race winner, actually. A fantastic performance from Ahmed Al-Hamadi. That was a very tough race out there. What was it like?
I'm very lucky. I don't know about, I think about the car. The car is good. And next race, I think, is bad car.
Is there a potential for you to go out and win the second race again later on? Can you do that?
Yeah, I will try all the best.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Ahmed. Good job. So a quick word there with our Sodi World Series winner in the first of the 2 races. There is a second one coming up, but it is time now to get the big race, the Shifter Grand Final, underway. This is going to be such a tough battle, and everybody will want to get this start absolutely perfect. Saeed Al-Ali lines up beside the pole sitter Alessandro Stura. Amner Al-Kubaisi in 3rd place. 4th is Tony Hogg. 5th is Hamda Al-Kubaisi, and Max Fleischmann lines up in 6th. The 10 carts are in position. We're ready for the grand final of the X30 Shifter. Lights on, and we're racing now. And no, Stura's gone nowhere. Stura's gone nowhere, and Amner Al-Kubaisi's gone into him. Unbelievable. Amner Al-Kubaisi's gone nowhere because Stura's stopped on the start, and it's all over for the both of them. I don't believe it. Alessandro Stura's chances of winning have died in an instant. Not off the line, and Amner Al-Kubaisi had nowhere to go but into him. Absolute horror from the pair of them. Now, surely the race, I think the race should be able to continue, but it's going to be wide open. Saeed Al-Ali leads the way. Tony Hogg is now 2nd. And that has just completely transformed everything. The most dramatic start possible. Alessandro Stura, dominant in all 4 races, is out. And so too is Amner Al-Kubaisi. Had nowhere to go but into him. The most dramatic of starts to the Shifter final. Stura stalls and Al-Kubaisi has nowhere to go. A complete accident, but Saeed Al-Ali now leads. Anthony Hogg is 2nd. Max Fleischmann is 3rd from Abdurrahman Al-Shamsi. Dan Jones is 5th from Hamda Al-Kubaisi and Brad Diaz. I genuinely can't believe what I've just seen. That is the most shocking, outrageous start you could ever possibly get in an X30 Shifter. The pole sitter doesn't move, and Amner Al-Kubaisi, trying to get out of the way, just doesn't have enough time or space to react. Max Fleischmann now into 2nd place, making the move on Tony Hogg. So now, as far as the CRG Middle East team is concerned, it's all down to Saeed Al-Ali. He leads the way and is looking strong at the moment, but Max Fleischmann is creeping up. So with the 2 favourites for this race out of the race and colliding on the start, it's left to the remainders. Saeed Al-Ali, Max Fleischmann and Tony Hogg as they power down the straight. Saeed Al-Ali in front of Fleischmann and Hogg. And the battle further back in 4th position now is Hamda Al-Kubaisi. The Al-Kubaisi family now turns to Hamda as the 3 leaders are battling away for position. And it's going to be so tight. Tony Hogg is still going to get up and pay attention to try and go for the podium. But Saeed Al-Ali has a chance to win the race. Fleischmann is there in 2nd, Hogg is 3rd, and Hamda Al-Kubaisi is trying desperately to catch them with a chance at the podium, still very much in offing. Fleischmann now leads it. Fleischmann has got through Saeed Al-Ali on the far side of the circuit. Fleischmann takes the lead. And Tony Hogg dives for the inside of Saeed Al-Ali and doesn't get there. Tony Hogg has had to shut down the attack. So it is Fleischmann who leads now. Saeed Al-Ali in 2nd, Tony Hogg in 3rd. 4th position is Hamda Al-Kubaisi. Then it is Abdurrahman Al-Shamsi, Diaz, Jones and Al-Qasemi. But we are still absolutely flabbergasted at the absence of Stura and Amner Al-Kubaisi. A shock way for this title to end for both of them. Unbelievable. Genuinely couldn't have predicted that. Max Fleischmann is your leader now, and looking very solid and strong. The former DD2 champion knows almost everything there is to know about Rotax. And an absolutely impeccable run from Fleischmann at the moment. Saeed Al-Ali in 2nd from Tony Hogg, but they are being caught by Hamda Al-Kubaisi, who's pushing as hard as she can. Brad Diaz is now up past Abdurrahman Al-Shamsi, and it's a move from Tony Hogg. Tony Hogg gets the move on Saeed Al-Ali into second place. Great run from Tony Hogg. That was a beautiful bit of driving, and similarly we've got a battle going on further back between that is Brad Diaz versus Abdurrahman Al-Shamsi. No, my apologies, that is Dan Jones versus Walid Al-Qasemi, I think. So those two are still battling away, but Max Fleischmann leads with Tony Hogg getting the new fastest lap and a second back from Fleischmann. There is still any one of the drivers in the top 4 that can win this. It's a long race and there are mechanical problems that creep in. You've only got to ask Alessandro Stura. It can creep in at any time. Max Fleischmann leading. Anthony Hogg in second place. Saeed Al-Ali now third from Hamda Al-Kubaisi. The leading 3 are still very close together. Hamda Al-Kubaisi trying to stay with them, but when you're not in the same rhythm and you're not in the same wheel tracks, it can be very, very dramatic. There's a lot of people stood here on the balcony who are lost for words. They still cannot believe what they have witnessed on the start line, with Alessandro Stura stalling the kart or something failing on the kart, not going anywhere, and poor Hamda Al-Kubaisi desperately trying to dive to the left and get out of the way, and had absolutely no chance. Unbelievable. Fleischmann, your leader. Tony Hogg's going quickly though. I think he's saved his best till last, as he now does a 56.2. 7/10 of a second is now the gap to Fleischmann. He's taken 3/10 out of the German in this one lap alone. So Tony Hogg is still pushing very hard indeed. Fleischmann is your leader, but look back. There is Tony Hogg. He's reeling him in rapidly. Saeed Al-Ali is now well dealt with. He's down to third position, but Tony Hogg is pushing hard, trying to get up to the top spot, and he is chipping away at Fleischmann's advantage. Fleischmann still leads, but Tony Hogg in second place. If you'd have asked me about 5 hours ago, would these two be the ones fighting for position, I would have told you no, but Tony Hogg is definitely now fighting for Fleischmann in the victory. They dive down to the first corner and they're pushing hard. Tony Hogg's got a real chance now to get on terms with Fleischmann. Is he going to make the move to the inside? Not yet. He's got plenty of time. 10 laps to go. But another new fastest lap from Tony Hogg. A 56.1. He goes 6/10 of a second faster than Fleischmann in that one lap alone. Tony Hogg is absolutely on the limit, trying to give him every chance he can to push his way through on the inside, under the bridge and into the chicane. He's biding his time. He's done the hard work. Now he's just got to follow in behind Fleischmann. He won't want to push the kart too hard. He'll want to keep him nicely in position. Saeed Al-Ali is now pushing. He wants to stay close to them. This is going to end up being a 3-way fight for the victory in the X30 Shifter final. Who is going to get the run around the Dubai Kartdrome in the Toyota TRD86 in the Cup car? That's what awaits the winner of this race. There is a very good chance now that Tony Hogg might not win just the veteran race, but also the race overall. That would be an amazing achievement. And Tony Hogg is going for it. Over the bridge, still hustling Max Fleischmann. The leading shifter versus the leading veteran. This is going to be a really exciting battle, right the way to the death. Under the bridge again and into the braking zone for 9 and 10 they will come. Tony Hogg still right behind Fleischmann. Saeed Al-Ali has made big gains in the last couple of laps. He's now right with them. It's a 3-man brawl. Out of turn 12, down to the hairpin once again. Saeed Al-Ali with a 56.0 on the last lap. The new fastest lap of the race. Tony Hogg tries to cut in, has to bail out of it. Saeed Al-Ali with a good chance now. So Saeed Al-Ali is there in third position. He's the danger man now as they come out of the final turn. Fleischmann leads, Hogg second. Saeed Al-Ali in third position, going full guns blazing. He was faster than both of them on that lap as well. So now that they've backed each other into a corner, Saeed Al-Ali is coming in for a triumvirate, and it's going to be so close between these three. What an astonishing development this race is going to turn into. Alessandro Stura and Hamda Al-Kubaisi watching at turn 9 as they have parked their karts on the exit of the circuit of the straight and are just watching dumbfounded. They can't believe how their luck has turned. At the inside, Tony Hogg's going to get alongside on Fleischmann, move to 12. He has to bail out. Down the max straight again. Up to the hairpin. Can he throw it to the inside? He's going to try, and he's there! Tony Hogg gets through, and now Saeed Al-Ali gets through. Fleischmann down to third. What an amazing run from Tony Hogg. dives for the inside of the hairpin. The door's wide open for Saeed Al Ali, and they both say, cheers, buddy, we're off. Up towards turn 2. Tony Hogg, your new leader. What if the veteran can win the whole thing? Saeed Al Ali is now right there with him, though. So Saeed Al Ali in second, Fleischmann down to third. This race has still got a lot of twists and turns left. 7 laps to go, and it's an absolutely incredible prize that awaits them still. A trip to the Army International Finals awaits the winner. Fleischmann is now struggling. He has dropped back behind Hogg and Saeed Al Ali. Hamda Al-Kubaisi hasn't given up yet either in 4th place. She's still pushing hard. And her lap times are as good as the leaders. The difficulty is there's a big gap to make up from the start line incident. And Tony Hogg is now all over the road trying to keep Saeed Al Ali at bay. A really strong race this is turning into now as they battle away for position. So Tony Hogg, Saeed Al Ali battling for the victory. Max Fleischmann is a second back. Saeed Al Ali tries to go for the move on the inside. Doesn't quite have the legs into turn 2. But he's now threatening Tony Hogg, trying to find the way through. Tony Hogg, the veteran. Saeed Al Ali, CRG Middle East's main hope of victory now as they battle away for position. Max Fleischmann waiting in the wings in 3rd place. Early leader of this race, but it's so tight between these 3. Any one of these 3 could still win the title. 6 laps to go in the Dubai O-Plate of the X30 Shifter and Veteran Final. And still, Saeed Al Ali will not give in. He will not give up. Up to the hairpin, through in towards turn 14. And it looks as though we've lost another driver from the fray. I think Dan Jones, sadly, has parked the kart up at turn 13. So Dan Jones is out of the race at the back straight hairpin. So it's all over for Dan Jones, but the race is just getting started for the leaders. 5 to go, and Saeed Al Ali is trying every trick in the book to get past Tony Hogg. Still pushing hard. Fleischmann is not far away. Hamda Al-Kubaisi's not giving up in 4th place either. There's 6 seconds deficit, but she is pushing hard. Fleischmann is closing in on the 2 in front. He does a personal best of 56.4. The leaders were on 56.6s, so there's only 0.2 of a second made up. But still, Tony Hogg trying to hang on in front of Saeed Al Ali. Al Ali is very close now. There might be a chance into 13. Out of 12. Down the back straight. Is there going to be a chance into the hairpin? Almost certainly Saeed Al Ali's got a chance. Tony Hogg defends to the inside. It's a loose line. He's got to cut across. He defends to the inside again. Saeed Al Ali not given any room at all to manoeuvre. Out of the final corner. Back down the main straight. 4 laps to go, and Saeed Al Ali looks like he's got a good run in the first corner. Not able to get there, but so determined. Again, they come through 3. And that's going to give Fleischmann a little bit of an invitation. Remember me, boys. I'm back in the hunt. The 3 of them still squabbling for position. Can you remember the last time an X30 shifter race for a major international final went down to the wire with 3 of them squabbling quite so ferociously as this? Under the bridge, Hogg, Saeed Al Ali, and now Fleischmann's got a second win. He's coming back for more. It's going to be one of these 3, almost certainly. But if I was Hamda Al-Kubaisi, I'd keep pushing, because if these 3 tangle, she's on the podium for sure. Up towards 14, into the left, Hogg, Al Ali, and of course in 3rd, Fleischmann. Up to the final corner, out of the final turn, back down the home straight. 3 laps to go, and there's nothing in between these 2. 0.6 of a second covers the top 3, but Saeed Al Ali's getting more and more determined to make that move on Tony Hogg. Tony Hogg trying to hang on to it. Oh, they're going to be side by side. Surely Saeed Al Ali's got that move done on the inside. Yes, he's there. Saeed Al Ali takes the lead out of 3 towards 4. Over the bridge, Saeed Al Ali hits the front for the first time in this final. Absolutely terrific. And has Tony Hogg got a response? An amazing bit of driving from Saeed Al Ali. I don't think Tony Hogg saw that one coming. A stupendous move over the bridge there from Saeed Al Ali, and he gets the lead against all odds. That is not a stereotypical traditional overtaking move, but he knows this place very well. In through 14, there will only be 2 laps to go when they come out of the final turn, and it's so close between these 3. It's still going to go down to the wire. Half a second covers the 3 of them. Saeed Al Ali leads the way for CRG Middle East. Tony Hogg in 2nd place, and in 3rd it's Max Fleischmann. They come over the bridge once again, And this is getting very tight indeed. This race is not done yet, and between the three of them, they could well, all three of them, be on the podium, but in which steps of the ladder? Under the bridge. Saeed Al Ali controlling the pace. They come under the flyover now. Tony Hogg is still there in second, but crucially not close enough yet to make the move. Fleischmann is hanging on in there, but I think Saeed Al Ali has saved the best for last. He goes a little bit deep into 12. Hogg thought he might have been able to make a bit of an impression there, but he is going to keep trying. They come off the turn. Saeed Al Ali is almost home and dry as he comes out of the final corner this time. He's got just 1,300 metres to go before he can clinch the title in the X30 Shifter final of the Dubai O-Plate 2019. Into the last lap they go, and up towards 2 and 3. Saeed Al Ali running very well. Tony Hogg falling into the clutches of Fleischmann just a little bit. But all it takes is one mistake, one miscalculation of trajectory, and it can all change in a heartbeat. Saeed Al Ali has just got to keep this together. The CRG Middle East team's hearts plunged to their boots at the start when Amner Al-Kubaisi ploughed into the back of Alessandro Sturra, who stalled the kart. But they relied on Saeed Al Ali. They knew how strong he could be, and he has stood up, paid attention, and measured the race perfectly. He leads down the back straight with 4 kart lengths over Tony Hogg and Max Fleischmann. I'm not sure he's going to lose this now. Into 14, the last few corners. It is all done and dusted in the final turn. Saeed Al Ali is the X30 Shifter Dubai O-Plate champion of 2019. What a sensational drive. And the CRG Middle East squad can celebrate a victory. What a performance from Saeed Al Ali. Absolutely terrific. A great bit of driving and an amazing fight. For so long we thought that was Max Fleischmann's to command. When Tony Hogg fought back, we thought he could get the win. But Saeed Al Ali had other ideas. Hamder Al-Kubaisi in 4th, Brad Diaz is 5th, and Abdurrahman Al-Shamsi is 6th in front of Walid Al-Qasemi. With retirements, of course, from Dan Jones, and rather dramatically at the start, from a rather fed-up Alessandro Sturra and Amner Al-Kubaisi. Their race disintegrating in a split second off the start. But the worthy champion is Saeed Al Ali of the CRG Middle East team. The squad can be happy about that, and Saeed Al Ali raises his hand aloft. He is very happy with his lot. An absolutely terrific performance from Saeed Al Ali, who's been absolutely brilliant all weekend long. He has come to town and put on a good show, and a really sensational drive from Saeed Al Ali. It's been really impressive to watch him come through, and that was a sensational bit of driving in that race. I'm going to stay close to him. I was trying to get close to him in the paddock. I might be coming a bit too far away, but Saeed Al Ali embraces his mechanic there in the pits. A fantastic result for Saeed Al Ali. A really amazing drive, and there will be at least one Emirati winner. It's great. They've been absolutely thrilled and elated. To rapturous applause, Saeed Al Ali comes home. He is the Dubai O-Plate X30 Shifter champion. Well, I'm afraid I have to do a little bit of housekeeping. There are some cars that need to move, unfortunately. I'm going to do it very quickly. Anybody who owns a Honda registration E6700, a Kia U92370 and a Kia W63238, you need to move your cars pretty quick. They are blocking access. You need to move your cars now, please. But Saeed Al Ali is the champion in X30 Shift. An absolutely fantastic performance. I just wanted to see if there's a chance that, hopefully there's a chance that he can come up and have a quick word with me on the balcony. I know obviously he's got to be weighed and he's got to go through the regulations. If Saeed can hear me, I know he's obviously in the throng at the moment, but Saeed, if you're able to come up to the balcony, I'd really appreciate it. We'd love to get a word with you. He's taking 3 million handshakes at the moment. But Saeed Al-Ali, a fantastic effort. Just watching overhead. A lot of conversations, obviously, from a rather sour-faced Alessandro Stura and Amner Al-Kubaisi. With triumph comes tribulation as well. But Saeed Al-Ali did a fantastic job in that race. The opportunity opened up, and he went and took it. A fantastic performance from the young Emirati. Winning on home soil is such a big moment, especially in such an international field, in such a ferociously aggressive race, when it's so physical and so demanding. But Saeed Al-Ali takes the victory in fine style. So I'm rather hoping that we can get Saeed upstairs when he gets an opportunity to. I know obviously there's a bit of a throng at the moment, but hopefully we'll have a chat to him in just a while. Obviously we are still live on Downforce UK Radio around the world, and it's a great international event. So hopefully if somebody from CRG Middle East can try and grab Saeed Al-Ali upstairs, try and drag him upstairs if you can, because we'd love to hear from him after what has been a thrilling race. Congratulations to Tony Hogg, the leading veteran home, and very nearly the winner overall. He did such a good job. And there's so many congratulations to Tony Hogg, who so nearly won the whole thing. And I think he's impressed so many people here today. They knew how fast he was, but that kind of drive is just absolutely fantastic. A good effort too from Max Fleischmann. We all thought for a while, of course, that Max Fleischmann was going to be the man to get the job done, and it certainly looked like it was going that way. But it wasn't quite his moment. It wasn't quite there. But a very fantastic performance nonetheless. So hopefully we'll get the new champion of X30 Shifter in the Dubai O-Plate upstairs very soon. I know obviously he's got a lot of thanks, and he's got to go through scrutineering first of all. But I'd like to see if we can have a word, because unfortunately my microphone doesn't quite stretch to downstairs. The signal isn't fantastic when we get downstairs into the holding area, unfortunately. So if there's an opportunity, I'll try. We might have to. I might have to do some running and lose some weight in order to get downstairs and have a word. So we will try. We will try and get a word with Saeed Al-Ali, our new champion in X30 Shifter. It's not very easy to get good access to find a way down. Let's see if we can have a quick word with Saeed Al-Ali. He's there in position. See if it's a bit difficult to get good reach with the signal, but we'll see if we can get a word with our drivers at the sharp end. We've done a fantastic job in the top three. Let's see if we can find a word. Hopefully we can get a good word with Tony Hogg, though, who is, of course, our veteran home. That was so nearly the whole thing. You nearly won the whole event.
Yeah, to be honest, I made a mistake. The engine... it was my mistake. I missed a gear into turn 3, and Saeed capitalised on that. And I had the pace to stay with him. I just needed to make a little mistake, which he didn't, to be fair. He drove very closely on and I managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
You did a fantastic job. Everybody's really impressed, mate.
Thank you, mate. And I would like to say I lost my dad January the 3rd. This one's for you, Dad.
What a wonderful tribute. Thank you, Tony. Absolutely amazing. Dedicating victory in the veteran class to his late father, who would have been very, very proud to watch him today. An absolutely amazing performance from Tony Hogg, and a worthy winner of the veteran category. Almost winner of the whole thing. And what an amazing drive that was. I'll try and see if we can get a word with Saeed Al-Ali, our race winner, who's at the front of scrutineering at the moment. Saeed, let's get you over and have a quick word. Coming into this race, Saeed, I'm not sure many people would have put you as the favourite for the victory, but what a way to win it when it was so hard.
Well, yeah, the race was really hard, actually. But I mostly enjoy it, especially Tony when he's defending. He's really good. But yesterday we had technical difficulties, but today I was able to fix all the problems and fulfill.
And now, of course, be at the Army International Finals at Le Mans in October. That's not bad.
Yeah, inshallah, we'll see you in the future and we'll do that.
Congratulations, you're the shifter champion. Well done, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. A brilliant victory for Saeed Ali, who is a worthy X30 shifter by Oplay. Apologies for the cut in the feed. We'll try and get the drivers upstairs if we can, or I'll try and come out into the pits to speak to them a little bit later on. Good man. So it's going to be a great continuation of the Dubai O-Plate, of course, but now we have an X30 shifter champion in the Dubai O-Plate, Saeed Al Ali. Maybe not everybody's first choice in terms of how the weekend has played out, but I tell you what, that was well worth it. And now we get to do it all over again, this time for the cadets and the rookies. And it's going to be a very intense fight in their battle as well. Can anybody today beat Valerio Rinicella? The Italian has been dominant, but Harry Hannam is alongside him on the front row. Ben Wade in third, Liverve Sambudla in fourth from Sakir El-Qasemi and Federico Al-Rifai, from Max Dexter, Filippo Parmigiani, Hamza Al-Fayez. And then it is going to be obviously a very tough fight in there, along with Hamza Al-Fayez in ninth position on the starting grid. On the fifth row will be Leo Nilsson, then Zaid Haddad, Sultan Kadali, Zach Stimson and Sofia Necci, Adam Alajari, Luca Holton, Oliver Naylor, Enzo Pedraza, Anesso Mafamulo, Oscar Lambert, Enzo Ruggiero and Matteo Quintarelli. The finishing order for the pre-final dictates the order for the final, but it's time to go racing once again in the cadets final. And the winner of this, of course, will represent their country at the IAMI International Finals at Le Mans. It's a big event. It's a prestigious run, the World Championship, and I think that's going to be a false start. I'm fairly sure that one is a false start, because that didn't look to me particularly clean. So we'll try and have a look at it. I will watch the drivers come through, but I have a feeling they're going to be restarted there. That was not the most staggered of grids. I've got a green flag on the timing screen though, so I guess we're okay. So the race is underway by the look of it. Valerio Rinicella and Harry Hannam at the front end of the field. So we'll double check as they come down the hill, but it looks to me like we're still racing. So away we go. Valerio Rinicella has got the advantage, but there's a big battle going on behind. It looks to me as though actually they're all pretty staggered. So I think we'll be okay with that one. It was touch and go, but apparently the officials are fine with it. Valerio Rinicella and Harry Hannam at the front of the field, from Ben Wade and Liverve Sambudla off the start. And as they come through at the end of the first lap, it's going to be an intense battle from here on out. The drivers will work very hard. And the winner, of course, will go to Le Mans in October, down the main straight. And your race leader is Rinicella, from Hannam, Wade, Sambudla, Al-Rifai, Al-Qasemi, Parmigiani, Al-Fayez, Dexter, Nilsson, Haddad and Kadali. And already Hannam and Wade are going to work together with Sambudla to charge after the leader, Valerio Rinicella. The Italian is looking good at the top spot for the moment. Up through the S's as they come through on the far side. Rinicella from Hannam, Wade, Sambudla, Al-Rifai and Al-Qasemi. The leading rookie is set to remain the South African, Liverve Sambudla, who's done an amazing job all weekend. He's challenged the authority of the leading runners. There is going to be a bit of a battle as Federico Al-Rifai has made up about 3 places in 1 lap. He's in P4. Absolutely magic from Al-Rifai. He's not done yet. There's plenty of time still to go. But the Dojomoto youngster is absolutely roaring around the circuit at the moment. He's made up several places off the grid, and he continues to charge forward. A nice dive up the inside. I think that's Adam Alajari, who's made a move there up at the front end. Or it's towards the middle. So it's Rinicella, Hannam, Wade, Al-Rifai, Parmigiani and Sambudla, Al-Qasemi. It was Hamza Al-Fayez that made the move up to the inside line. Already a good battle, and through comes Al-Rifai. Al-Rifai into third position, makes the bid and gets through. A beautiful passing move on Benjamin Wade, and Federico Al-Rifai is taking no prisoners, no holds barred. He's charging forward and he's now in third, hanging it out to dry with Harry Hannam in second place. So, it is still Renicella who leads under the bridge, then Harry Hannum, then it's Federico Al-Rifai, and in fourth place, that looks like Parmigiani has got through past Benjamin Wade as well. So Filippo Parmigiani and Federico Al-Rifai are determined to make this an all-Italian podium. They want to get there, but it is going to be tough, especially with Harry Hannum, who's been one of the star turns of the weekend. Don't forget, he started all 3 of his heats yesterday from 19th position on the grid. And here he comes down the main straight, having been in the original pole position setter, but he had an infringement in qualifying which disallowed his times. And there's a move on the inside of Al-Rifai. Is that Parmigiani? Side by side, Parmigiani's through. Parmigiani gets through into third position. So Filippo Parmigiani has taken his countrymen for third position as they continue to battle. Saker Al-Qasemi on the Biralat chassis is now the fastest man of the race. He gets a new fastest lap. But it is 103.603. That's going to be beaten through the course of the race. No problem. 9 laps to go. Renicella up the inside comes Parmigiani. Takes Harry Hannum and into second place. So Filippo Parmigiani, the leading rookie, is now second. Harry Hannum gets him back. Brilliant move. And we've got an off. We've got an off at turn 10. Someone's skated straight off over at the sand traps at turn 10. As a move again, Hannum is having to hold on in front of Parmigiani and also from Al-Rifai, and it looks like Sam Budler has made the move on Benjamin Wade into 14. So they come down the straight once again. I'm not sure who that was that had the off, but somebody's going to be tumbling down the order. Up to the first corner again, as Hannum has got Al-Rifai on the inside of Parmigiani. Parmigiani goes back. Oh, this is going to be exciting stuff. I think it was Luca Horton who went off at turn 10. He has slipped back into 20th place. So Luca Horton, unfortunately, was the one who went off at turn 10, but he has kept going. So now it looks to be as though there's going to be a 3-way fight for the victory if they can get close enough to Valerio Renicella at any way. Hannum, Parmigiani and Federico Al-Rifai. Right in there is Sam Budler, then Dexter, Wade, Al-Qasemi. Kadali is in the mix there as well now. Sultan Kadali going very well. And a nice move again as they continue to battle away. Sultan Kadali trying to make a move or two in the run to the hairpin. But Harry Hannum in second place. Third position for Filippo Parmigiani. Then it's Al-Rifai. And in fifth place, the South African, the leading rookie other than Parmigiani, Ludovic Sam Budler. It looks as though Parmigiani is going to take the rookie title if he can hang on to things in third position. 7 laps to go. Sultan Kadali is now the fastest lap of the race, 103.467. No wonder he's trying to get himself back into contention as he charges his way forward. But this is going to be tight at the top. We always knew it would be. So Valerio Renicella is on his own at the front of the field, but for second position it's still very much open season as Harry Hannum is trying to hold back Filippo Parmigiani. Parmigiani's not quite close enough to do anything about him yet, but for fourth position we've got Federico Al-Rifai still working his magic. Then in fifth place is going to be a strong move potentially if he can get there from Ludovic Sam Budler, and then Max Dexter is in behind him in sixth position, being chased down by Benjamin Wade and Saker Al-Qasemi, Sultan Kadali and Hamza Al-Fayez in the top 10. Down the main straight again. Valerio Renicella still pushing hard and leading the race with gusto. The fastest lap of the race is now Harry Hannum, who's done a 103.287. That's the new fastest lap from Harry Hannum, and to be fair, he needed to. He's got a 2.4 second deficit with 6 laps to go on Valerio Renicella. It's looking likely that the cadet O-Plate champion is going to be the Italian stallion who has led all the way this weekend. Valerio Renicella continues his battle. Renicella under the bridge. We've got yellow flags at 5. Yellow flags at 5. We've had an incident there. The leading 2 and 3 are okay. Al-Rifai is going to try and hold on in front of Sam Budler, but Sam Budler's there. So a big moment. Sam Budler, I think that is up into fourth place. It might not be actually. I think that could be Dexter. We'll double check as they come through, but certainly one of those two, either Sam Budler or Dexter, are no longer where they were a lap ago. But battling away with Federico Al-Rifai. Well, watch as they come across the line. It's still Valerio Renicella, the new fastest lap for him. 63.2. Parmigiani does a 63.0. It is Dexter in fourth ahead of Al-Rifai, as Adam Alajari and Ludovic Sam Budler have dropped back. Sam Budler appears to be out of the race. I think Liverpool Sambudler is out. A disaster for the South African, who was, for the majority of the weekend, the leading rookie. It looks to me as though he's down to 20th and come through, so he is still running. But Liverpool Sambudler, what a shame. 20th place now, having been the leading rookie for all of the heats yesterday. And now we've got this battle for second position raging as Filippo Parmigiani closes up on the second place man, Harry Hannum. Hannum is hanging on in front of Parmigiani, down the back straight, up towards the hairpin once again. Still Valerio Rinicella leads, but Hannum's under pressure from Parmigiani, the fastest man on the racetrack. A 63.09 from Parmigiani so far. Dexter is in fourth, Al Rifai is in fifth. As they come through out of the final turn, those two are battling with 4 laps to go, and in sixth place is Ben Wade. Sakir Al-Qasemi in front of Sultan Kadali, and then Hamza Al-Fayez. Oh, actually, Adam Al-Ajari has dropped back to 9th place now. Al-Qasemi to 7th, Kadali to 8th. Al Rifai still trying to get back over on Max Dexter for 4th position. You never know what can happen. We got yellow flags as off the circuit, up at the far side of the turn. That looks to me like we've lost somebody up at turn 12. Carter's come off the circuit and is being pulled away, and I think that is Luveve Sambudler, I'm afraid to say. The South African appears to be out of the race, trying to fight his way back. So I think it's all game over for the South African charge. What a shame. It was looking so good for him at one stage, but now all the dreams have faded away. And as Enzo Ruggiero continues on his way, Luveve Sambudler is indeed out of the race on the 8th lap with 3 laps to go now. Rinicella is your leader. Hannum and Parmigiani are close together. Hannum sets a new fastest lap, 1:02.9, to get the gap down to 2 seconds to Valerio Rinicella. But that's not going to be enough with 3 laps to go. He needs to find something special or hope for a miracle. Meanwhile, Federico Al Rifai gets the move on Dexter, and he's up into 4th position through turn 2 and 3. So that is Al Rifai up into 4th place. Good move. Wade is still there in 6th position. Kadali, Al-Ajari and Al-Qasemi are having a good little tussle too, about 2 seconds behind them for 7th place. So some really good race action to come from the cadets still, as Valerio Rinicella closes up on Enzo Ruggiero to lap him as up the inside. Federico Al Rifai now loses out. He's down to 6th position. Through has gone Dexter, through has gone Wade. Valerio Rinicella laps, and now Al Rifai back up the inside and gets through into 5th position once again on Ben Wade. Just a corner or 2 later, he finds the space to come back, as Valerio Rinicella has now lapped Enzo Ruggiero. Rinicella has now just got 2 laps to go. 1.4 seconds on Harry Hannum. He lost time lapping the back marker. So Harry Hannum is not giving up yet on Valerio Rinicella. You never know if he tires himself out. And it is a tough circuit. There is a chance that Harry Hannum and Filippo Parmigiani could come back into the fray. They've taken 0.6 of a second out of the leader on this 1 lap alone. If they do it again, then there is going to be a close finish. So Valerio Rinicella continues his way. Valerio Rinicella out in the lead. Hannum and Parmigiani are pushing each other forward. They want to close up on Valerio Rinicella, but I think the Italian has got himself back into position, as there's a nice battle for 6th position, between Wade and Kadali. Having a great little tussle. Kadali, I believe, has already gone for the move and got it. Some good battles all the way through. And they're side by side for position, 3 of them wide into turn 12 as they jockey for position. Sakir Al-Qasemi is hung out to dry. But over the line, Valerio Rinicella leads the way, having done a 63.2. The gap is 1.3, and that looks to me like it's all fine and dandy. A warning flag has gone out to the number 127 car. So the 127, that is the car belonging to Oscar Lambert. So that is not going to affect the leaders. But out in front, Valerio Rinicella is just a few hundred metres away from becoming the cadet champion of the Dubai O-Plate. And he will be absolutely elated with this one. A terrific performance and a great display is about to come to a conclusion. Harry Hannum in 2nd place, well-deserved fight back through the field, and a great job from Filippo Parmigiani, who is going to be our leading rookie. But what a display. He's never lost a race all weekend. And Valerio Rinicella is going to come through, having stormed everybody from race 1 yesterday morning. He'll come through and become champion. Valerio Rinicella is the champion of the cadets class in the Dubai O-Plate 2019. Vincitore Valerio Rinicella. Harry Hannam is second place, and Filippo Parmigiani in third place. Max Dexter, Federico El Rifai and Sultan Kadali fights back to P6. Seventh place for Sakiel El Qasemi. Eighth for Ben Wade. Ninth for Adam Alajari. And it looked like we had an off at the final corner as well, by the look of it. Somebody's come off there at the final turn. And that is going to be... that's Hamza Al Fayez. Hamza Al Fayez was in the top 10. Up to 10th place at the end came Zach Stimson in front of Sophia Necci and Oliver Naylor. Zayed Haddad and Luca Horton ending up next up. And there was 1,000th of a second for one finish over the line by the look of it. Yes, Zayed Haddad and Luca Horton, just 1,000th of a second. Quintarelli next from Pedraza, Lambert, Mufamulo. And then obviously out of the race on the last corner, Al Fayez and Leo Nielsen ending their race, with Enzo Ruggiero and Ludovic Sambudla out of the race as well. But your new champion in the cadets class, I was going to say the Bambino, cadets class of the Dubai O-Plate 2019 is the Italian hero, Valerio Rinicella. A brilliant display and a really fantastic effort. He's done a great job. A really good race all the way through the weekend. But he's been absolutely fantastic to watch. And Valerio Rinicella can now taste the spoil victory. He's going to Le Mans in October. The drivers will come through, having had an amazing run. An absolutely sensational performance from the drivers in the cadets. And here comes Valerio Rinicella, pushing the car home down the pit lane. A fantastic performance from Valerio Rinicella. A really exciting run and dominant all the way through the weekend. Heat 1, Heat 2, Heat 3, pre-final, and now the winner of the grand final. He is the Dubai O-Plate Cadet Champion. He's got to go through to scrutineering first before the celebrations can begin. Formalities first, but an amazing run and an absolutely fantastic effort. A second place run from Harry Hannam, very well deserved indeed from the young Brit, who's put in a fantastic display. A second place finish for Harry Hannam, and a third place for the leading rookie who wins the rookie championship race, Filippo Parmigiani. A really exciting battle all the way through the race. And the great thing about that one, folks, was from the front, that was a clean, firm, hard, fair race. Really, really great from the front end. Great battles, magic overtaking, and some really good fights to the flag. But the leading three, they fought valiantly with a lot of strength, a lot of gusto and determination. Well, that was a fair fight. Absolutely brilliant. A great end to the cadet running of the Dubai O-Plate 2019. A totally deserving podium from the three. And a great result for all three of our drivers on the podium. I'd like to see if I can grab a word with Valerio Rinicella, who's dabbing in the scrutineering at the moment. Valerio, come over, my friend. That was one heck of a drive, Valerio. You put such a good effort there. 5 races and 5 wins. It never looked out of your reach. You must be so happy.
It's very, very happy. It's very happy.
You must be worn out as well. It must have been so hard out there.
Yeah. And it's very good, my mechanic and my team, GGM. And
you're lost for words at the moment. You're absolutely stunned. But what this means is to go to Le Mans. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
You have no say.
It's a big moment, isn't it?
Sì, no, è stato un bel weekend. Ringrazio il mio meccanico, mio papà e il team GGM che mi ha sostenuto, e ringrazio anche i concorrenti di essere stati molto corretti.
Grazie. Well done. Fantastic job from Valerio Menicella. I don't think he could find the English words to describe it, but fair enough, he did a grand job all the way through. See if we can have a word with Harry Hannam as well after an amazing fight back all weekend. Harry, pole position in qualifying, you had to fight from the back of the grid in all 3 heats to get to second position. If you could have been on the back of him, it might have been a different story, but you must be so proud having had so much adversity.
Yeah, it's just happy how the week's gone, and just game on for next year.
Good man, you'll be back for the title in 2020, won't you?
Yep.
Good man. Well done, Harry. Fantastic effort. A really, really good job. And a very worthy runner-up. It could easily have been the champion today. He did such a good job. But there's so much ability and talent in this field. There are so many great performers and great drivers. It's always an emotional time, the end of a big final like this, but they've obviously worked themselves to the ground and done a very good job indeed. It's a great cadet field, and they've been absolutely exceptional. Valerio Menicella, the champion in cadet. Sodi World Series is next. Some great performances down here at the Dubai Kartdrome. And everybody's still very elated at what they've achieved. I've spotted the Bambino champion still running around the paddock. So a fantastic run. We have crowned a few of our champions now, but what an amazing run it's going to be for the last 3 races of the weekend. The next one is going to be the Sodi World Series second race, and after a brilliant run in the first race from Ahmed Al-Hamadi, he's hoping to get it 2 wins out of 2. But it will be tough, there's no question about that. He goes from pole position with Hussein Ahmed Ali in second place, then Maz Nawaz and Romaldo Lebroy, Alan Curry and Chris Edwards, Bern Romisha, Esra Kubasi, Abigail Birch and Marcus Thomas rounding out the top 10. And of course, all of the points from this race go towards their Sodi World Series rankings. 6th row is Atif Abawani and Enzo Al-Ajari, Elliot Jones and Mo Shoab Khan, Mohammed Imran and Abdullah Hadi Qasem, Andre Curry and Sam Naylor, Saud Al-Masoud and Alexander Sobratov, Hakon Lees and Khalifa Al-Kubaisi, Mark Rocker and Greg Watts, Shane Cooper and Ian De Batista, Andy Vieira and Jürgen Schmitz, Manu Matthew and Mahmoud Jafar, from Joao Paiva and Chris Nagev. A fantastic field of drivers, there's 34 in total. It's a ferocious race, the Sodi World Series. 11 laps to go in this one. Chris Nagdev beside Joe Pava, and then on the back row, Mohamed Al-Sharaldi and Leo Ardalino. So Leo will have to start from the back of the grid, courtesy of his black flag antics in race 1. And the Sodi World Series race, just like the first one, is a standing start off the grid. So the Sodi World Series second race is going to be a really strong run from the off, and the drivers will obviously be building up to a strong crescendo. A rather chilly day here in Dubai on the heart of winter in Motor City as we get ready for the second Sodi World Series race. And we're getting ready for the lights to go out, and when they do, we're racing in the Sodi World Series second race of 2 here this weekend, and it's away, and a cracking start from the front of the grid for Ahmed Al-Hamadi, but I think he's going to be beaten to the first corner. Down the outside, Hussein Ahmed Ali is going to try and outstretch him around the outside, but it's not going to happen. And up the inside comes Maz Nawaz. Nawaz comes through in a second position. Drifts wide, holds the place though. Maz Nawaz in a second position. Good run there from the Pakistani. As they come through, they will come through out of turn 3, over the bridge and up towards 4. In through the left.
Keeping the kart nice and planted in through 5. Take a little bit of curb to correct and get the kart lined up for 6. Down the drop of the hill, back on the power. Keeping it flat to the floor. Through 7, through 8. Tight around, but not too close to the apex. Under the bridge they will go. And up towards 9 and 10. They go under the flyover now. And it's no change. Ahmed Al Hamadi leads the way. But a nice move up the inside as Chris Edwards makes the move to 4th. Tighten in behind Maz Nawaz. And the field is still sliding their way through those apexes and through the chicane. A much more fun race, this one. Nowhere near as serious as the Dubai Plate, and there's a traffic jam up at turn 12. 6 or 7 of them all spat out. 2 of them facing the wrong way. 1 of them in the barriers. So that's ended up causing a little bit of carnage, unfortunately. Quite a regular scene in Sodi World Series towards the back of the field. But over the line to complete the end of the first lap, it is Ahmed Al Hamadi who continues to lead the way. Hussein Ahmed Ali is next from Romaldo Lebroy. Bernd Romischer up in 4th now from Maz Nawaz and Alan Curry from Chris Edwards, Marcus Thomas, Elliot Jones, Abby Burge in 10th position. Atef Al-Bawana is 11th. So they work their way through and down the crossover again. We've got a spin at turn 2. Another one facing the wrong way and getting the kart corrected straight away. A really exciting run and a very good battle indeed as they continue to charge forward. So the racing continues in earnest as the field continues to push on underneath the bridge. And how close now here are the 2 leaders to each other. Ahmed Al Hamadi still leads, but Hussein Ahmed Ali is only 4 tenths back, and Bernd Romischer is quite close for an opportunity to get through on our 3rd place man. Trying to shake off Chris Edwards at the moment, but there is still a chance. And 3rd position at the moment is Romaldo Lebroy. So Romaldo is working hard to get himself into the top 2. But those 2 are battling. Ahmed Al Hamadi and Hussein Ahmed Ali. It will be a tough race. They know that for sure. And as they come across the line, there's nothing much in it. And they're going to be side by side because Ahmed Al Hamadi is going to hold the line to the inside. Hussein Ahmed Ali to the inside line at 2. And dives for the move. Gets there on the inside. Tucks back in for the inside of 3 and takes the lead. Nicely done from Hussein Ahmed Ali as he gets through into the lead of the race in front of Ahmed Al Hamadi. Romaldo Lebroy in 3rd place from Maz Nawaz, and Alexander Sovetov in the middle of the pack is having a bit of a battle with Andy Vieira and Greg Watt. Those 3 having a good fight as they go through the first couple of corners as well. Lots of battles in this field. It's Al Hamadi and Ahmed Ali battling for the lead, with Ahmed Ali now in 1st position, and Lebroy goes for 2nd in turn 9 and gets it. So Romaldo Lebroy gets into 2nd position from Ahmed Al Hamadi, and he's in danger of losing several places now as the crowd is tightening up behind him. 4th is Nawaz, 5th is Romischer. Edwards is there in 6th position as well. Then it's Curry, that's Alan Curry from Thomas, Birch, Jones, Al-Bawani and Shoaib Khan in front of Qasem. So a very close battle, but there is going to be such a close battle as they come off the turn, and it is still your race leader, Hussein Ahmed Ali, having got through. The new fastest lap of the race comes from Abby Birch. She does a 1:12.8. So she is the fastest driver on the track and is currently in 8th position. She makes the move on Marcus Thomas. So up to 8th comes Birch, and the leaders are not a million miles away. She could still have a factor in this race. 8 laps to go. There's a warning flag gone out for the 29 and the 15. Now that is Sam Naylor, who has had a bit of a love tap from the 15 there. So Sam Naylor in trouble, and Enzo Alazari, who's dropped a long way back, also in trouble. They've been given a warning for unnecessary contact, those 2. But Abby Birch is still the fastest driver on track as she starts to make progress in towards the top 6. A big battle for 6th place there between Chris Edwards and Alan Curry. And I think the next driver in is Abby Birch. She's made the move now up to 8th place. So she is charging through. No change for the race lead, as it is still Hussein Ahmed Ali who leads the way from Romaldo Lebroy, leading the train behind of Ahmed Al Hamadi, Maz Nawaz, Bernd Romischer, Chris Edwards, Alan Curry, and then I'm fairly sure it's Abby Birch in front of Marcus Thomas and Elliot Jones to round out the top 10. They come down the straight once again. Abby Birch goes faster again, a 1:12.7 this time. Fastest driver on the track until Esser Al-Kubaisi comes over the line, and now Esser Al-Kubaisi is now the fastest on a 1:12.6. So some good battles all around, but at the moment it looks as though there will be 2 different winners from the 2 races, with Hussein Al Hamadi Hussein Umid Ali, I should say. I've just confused the two. Hussein Umid Ali in first position in front of Romaldo Lebroy and Maz Nawaz. Ahmed El Hamadi is down to 4th place as a result of all the battling. Bernd Rumischer is 5th. And now a move from Abby Birch to get up into 7th position. Great drive from Abby Birch. She's going to keep pushing. So she's now up into 7th position on the back of the 5th and 6th tussle between Bernd Rumischer and Chris Edwards. So she's got past Alan Curry. Now trying to make the bid to go past the 2 carts in front. Up in front of the race, though, it is still our race leader, but not by much. A couple of mistakes, unfortunately, from Hussein Umid Ali, and that's put Romaldo Lebroy in 2nd place, right on the back. Maz Nawaz in 3rd from Ahmed El Hamadi, Bernd Rumischer, Chris Edwards and Abby Birch. Romaldo Lebroy now to 2nd place, past Maz Nawaz. Hussein Umid Ali still there. Big move on the inside line. Is that going to be a move for the lead? Oh, it's very tight. And through into the lead of the race now. A change. It is now Maz Nawaz, who I think has gone for broke, but Romaldo Lebroy has gone into the lead with Maz Nawaz now 2nd in front of Hussein Umid Ali by the look of it. And still there's a big battle. I think there's about 7 of them all in the train. So with 6 laps to go, there are still about 7 drivers who can win this race. As they come underneath the bridge this time, it is going to be the 7 of Romaldo Lebroy who leads it. But in 2nd place, it is now Maz Nawaz with Hussein Umid Ali down the order. Abby Birch has now made her way to 6th position, having got past... Oh, that's a move for the lead, as Maz Nawaz now takes the lead away from Romaldo Lebroy. And Hussein Umid Ali goes through to 2nd as well. And now Hussein Umid Ali going for the lead and gets there. But back on the inside, brilliant defence from Maz Nawaz, who hangs on to the lead on the inside line at 14. And side by side, and a spin! A spin! That is Ahmed El Hamadi! The race 1 winner has spun out of 15. Ahmed El Hamadi will not make it 2 wins out of 2 now. Oh, drama as Maz Nawaz now leads it from Hussein Umid Ali, Romaldo Lebroy, Chris Edwards and Abby Birch now 5th in front of Bernd Rumischer. Well, this is going to get pretty hectic over the last 5 laps. There's a long, long way to go. And it's still getting pretty hectic. But out in front, it is a 5-way battle for the victory, because now, because of that spin from Ahmed El Hamadi, the top 5 have broken well clear. Nawaz, Umid Ali, Lebroy, Edwards and Birch. Rumischer's there as well, sorry, so that's 6th place. And then I think we still have a driver in 7th place in the mix as well, actually. So, no, it's just the 5. They have got a bit of space between themselves and Rumischer now. But Abby Birch is in that gaggle at the back of the queue. Nawaz, Umid Ali, Lebroy, Edwards and Birch. Then it's Rumischer, Alan Curry, Marcus Thomas, Atif Abawani and Mohammed Shoaib Khan in front of Esser Al-Kubaisi. New fastest lap, a 1:12.3 by Maz Nawaz. So Maz Nawaz still looking for the victory, and a move on the inside from Hussein Umid Ali, and it's made a bit of a squabble as they all tighten up together, waiting for the opportune moment as Abby Birch dives for the inside and turn the final corner to make the move for 4th place. But it's Hussein Umid Ali who leads as they go down towards the first corner, still hanging on to the position. Abby Birch is trying to make gains up the inside. And there's a 3-way, 4 wide into turn 2 as they now squabble and double back for position. A couple of drivers caught out to dry. Abby Birch runs wide. Bernd Rumischer has about 3 of them all in one go. And also up the inside, a good move there from Chris Edwards. 4 laps to go, and there's yellow flags. A bit of an incident there then up at turn 5. But it looks like they've all just about got away with it without too much of an issue as they drop back down the hill. Hussein Umid Ali was leading, and he's still there now. 2nd, that looks like Edwards. That looks like Edwards now in P2 as they jump their way over the curbs. 3rd place, that looks to me like Romaldo Lebroy. And then it's Maz Nawaz and Abby Birch. So it's a proper shuffle of the deck in the top 5. But to me, that looks like a good enough advantage from Hussein Umid Ali. If he doesn't make another mistake, that is going to be a lead that is going to be quite tough for anybody to take away from him. They continue to battle in the midsection. They're keeping it much cleaner in the middle of the pack. We haven't had to move those tyre barriers once yet. And now I've just jinxed it. Commentator's curse, no doubt it will. Hussein Umid Ali from Bernd Rumischer in 2nd, not Edwards. Nawaz, Lebroy and Alan Curry is currently 5th. So Abby Birch has dropped back quite a long way, in fact, in all of that tussle. She's now at the back of the queue behind that. Very similar overalls those two had. That's why I was a little confused. So Curry 5th from Thomas, Edwards, Abby Birch and Ahmed El Hamadi has recovered incredibly to 9th position. Just a whisker in front of Esser Al-Kubaisi. So he will still finish in the top 10 by the look of it, but it's not quite where he wanted to be after winning the first race. With 2.5 laps to go, it's Hussein Ahmed Ali who leads from Bernd Romischer and Maz Nawaz, with Romaldo Lebroy in fourth in front of Alan Curry and Marcus Thomas, from Edwards, Birch, Al Hamadi and Al Kubaisi. So several drivers had the chance to get the win, but it's all faded away a little. Although, having said that, Romaldo Lebroy is closing up, Maz Nawaz is closing up, I should say, on Bernd Romischer, with Romaldo Lebroy still there in fourth position. Maz Nawaz has got a really good exit out of the final turn and could go for second on Bernd Romischer into the first corner. Has he got the opportunity? He might get the dive at the inside. Nawaz is going to have a look for Romischer at the inside. Romischer goes out wide and Nawaz is through into second place. Good move from Maz Nawaz. So Maz Nawaz now into second place in front of Bernd Romischer. Then Lebroy, Curry, Thomas and Birch. The fastest lap of the race is still Maz Nawaz, who did a 1:11.863. But with 2 laps to go, it's anybody's guess as to who is going to get the podium positions. The victory almost looks done. Hussein Ahmed Ali is running out in front, and all he needs to do is just keep pounding the cart to the apex each time. But second place now is Maz Nawaz in front of Bernd Romischer. Fourth place is Romaldo Lebroy. Fifth place, Alan Curry. And then up in sixth position is Marcus Thomas in front of Abby Birch, who's quickly dealt with Chris Edwards. Now Birch is going to try and make the move into the hairpin on Marcus Thomas. Up the inside she goes, into the hairpin. Is she through? Thomas is trying to resist. She backs out of it and is now going to try and make the undercut switch into the final corner. Abby Birch could get the move into the top 6 as we go into the final lap. So Hussein Ahmed Ali leads, Maz Nawaz second, from Romischer, Lebroy, Curry, Thomas and Birch. They continue to battle. Shane Cooper, the American, has been given a warning for track infringements, so he needs to keep on the black stuff. That's the stuff with white lines either side of it, if you're not sure. Some racing drivers are a bit confused by that. That's why I have to remind them. Through 4, 5 and 6 on the midsection, up over the top of the crossover. And now they'll come round the flying flat-out left-handers at 7 and 8. Under the bridge they will go, and it looks good for Hussein Ahmed Ali. He almost got the win in race 1. It looks as though he will get the win in race 2. We've had a yellow flag spin off as a battle for second place is opening up now. This is going to be a tough one. Bernd Romischer closing right up on Maz Nawaz, and obviously Romaldo Lebroy wants a piece of it, as too does the man in 5th position, tightening up for the position 2. Romaldo Lebroy coming round the outside. Lebroy's going to be side by side with Romischer as they come to the braking zone for the hairpin, and watch out for Alan Curry. New fastest lap of the race from Curry. He'll want to try and get in there. He's not going to make the deadlock. The victor is going to be Hussein Ahmed Ali out of the final turn. He wins race 2. A brilliant drive from Hussein Ahmed Ali. Second place for Maz Nawaz. He comes through in fine style. Third for Bernd Romischer, fourth for Romaldo Lebroy, fifth for Alan Curry, and sixth for Abby Birch, with Marcus Thomas, Chris Edwards, Ahmed Al Hamadi, the race 1 winner, in 9th, and Essa Al Kubaisi in 10th position. So, great action from the Sodi World Series. Yet again, we have 2 different winners, Ahmed Al Hamadi in race 1 and Hussein Ahmed Ali in race 2. With Nawaz in second in race 2 from Romischer, Lebroy, Curry and Abby Birch in the top 6. Marcus Thomas in 7th place, and in 8th position just behind we saw it was Ahmed Al Hamadi, the race 1 winner, who came home in 9th place, but he wasn't quite able to catch up to the battle in front. 7th place for Marcus Thomas, Edwards 8th, Al Hamadi 9th, and Esser Al Kubaisi 10th from Hakon Lees, Etaf Al Bawani, Moshab Khan, Rocker, Kasem, Al Kubaisi, Curry, Al Masood, Al Ajari, Jones, Vieira, Naylor, Matthew, Watt, Sovatov, De Batista, Imran, Jafar, Schmitz, Cooper, Paiva, Ardolino, Al Sharadi, and Chris Nagdev. All 34 karts finishing and all bringing it home on the lead lap. How tight is this championship? The Sodi World Series will continue. Head to swseries.com. The Sodi World Series, it is on the internet. You can have a check out of it and find your nearest qualifying circuit. All rounds of all qualification circuits count towards the Sodi World Series rankings. And who knows, you could end up at the Sodi World Finals later on in the year. Do check them out. It's great racing, especially if you can't afford a kart and you don't even need to bring overalls and helmet. You just turn up and get in the kart. It's not a bad championship to go racing in. The only thing you actually have to pay for is the fee to get into the circuit and race, and the flights and accommodation. That's it. Not a bad run for your money. I'd slum it in hostels if I could go racing for that kind of cost. It's amazing. So, we now get to the grand finale of the X30 Juniors. In the shadow of the Dubai Kartdrome, we can hear racing cars going around the circuit in the background behind us. That is the target for a lot of these drivers on the grid, of course. They will be ready for the action, but the X30 Junior Final is next. So much resting on the shoulders of these young men and women as they want to get their way to the Miami International Finals. That's the ticket that's on offer. The winner will not only go there, but will be racing in the colours of MLC and Dojomoto. And that's a really incredible prize for any young driver. They're going to really enjoy working with the team. One of the most fun-loving teams in the grid. They've actually been sending messages of get well to their young star, Sebastian Murray, who had that accident on Wednesday. I've actually got Ekaterina Kazakova next to me. Ekaterina, it has been a very strong weekend for the team across all of the classes. Dojomoto's had a really successful run.
Yeah, I would say that's true. We're represented in all classes this time in comparison to last year. And I think we're coming strong. We'll come strong next year as well.
And it's a shame, really. We saw a brilliant cadet race before, but there was a real opportunity for young Sebastian Murray, part of the team, who was almost certainly one of the favourites going into it.
Yeah, he says hi to everybody. We're getting messages and pictures for him from hospital, so he's doing fine at the moment. His dad is here. His younger brother raced in Bambino and did very well yesterday.
And of course, he'll be back for the 2020 Dubai Oplate and will probably win that.
Definitely. Stronger.
Now, obviously, the team are going to be working hard with the winner of this Junior X30 race, but just tell us a little bit about what the team atmosphere is like. When you come into Dojomoto, you're obviously working with a great group of people, a great group of mechanics, but you really get confidence when you race with a team like this.
Yeah, true. And it's a huge team support. You can see our black and yellow bees everywhere. And it's and team support for me is very important. And it's same for every driver, I would say.
And hopefully we'll see you up the sharp end of the Masters. You'll be fighting your way back through.
Yes, from last place.
Well, it's great to see you again. Good luck for the final.
Thanks.
So that's what the junior drivers are shooting for, a place in the MLC Dojomoto squad at the Miami International Finals in October. Great to hear from Ekaterina Kazakova. Hopefully she'll be fighting her way through as they charge forward. But for the victor, the spoils. I wonder if Hussein Ahmed Ali is willing to come over and have a chat to us and tell us about that very epic race in the Sodi World Series. We heard from Ahmed Al-Hamadi at the end of his race. Hopefully Hussein Ahmed Ali has stopped handshaking everybody just long enough to come and talk to us up on the gantry. He'll probably want to come and watch the X30 Junior and Senior races, to be fair. They are the best ticket in town now, with our champions crowned in Bambino. Shonal Kunimal yesterday, the Indian, doing a fantastic job, and now he will race with the XL Motorsport team in one of their European mini karts. That is going to be either at the Andrea Margutti Trophy or in the Industrial Trophy, or if they're unable to attend those, another European Mini 60 event. A great prize from XL Motorsport. A massive thank you to them. We know the cadet champion now. That is Valerio Rinicella, and he has done an absolutely fantastic job. He'll be running in the Miami International Finals with some great support. My apologies, it's XL who will be running Valerio Rinicella. My apologies. Of course, Shonal Kunimal is going to be running with GGM in practice in their Paralympic cadet chassis. So a massive thank you to George Gibbons Motorsport and to XL Motorsport for those two prizes. Now we will find out who is going to run with MLC and Dojomoto in the Miami International Finals at Le Mans. The Junior X30 champion will get that honour. And there's so many drivers who could do it. Jamie Day, Konstantin Reich, Kamal Agar, Keanu Alajari, Carl Saad and Alfie Rigby are in the top 6. You wouldn't have said that at the beginning of the day. It was always going to be a tricky one for Alfie Rigby to fight his way back, but what a fight it's been. And now he starts in the top 6 of his first junior international race. That is a brilliant, brilliant start to his finals. Then in 7th will be Fahad Al-Khaled, Khalid Saab in 8th position, Abdurrahman Freij will be 9th in front of Alexander Renner. Kian Shields unfortunately docked due to a penalty and is now in 11th position. He didn't deserve that. Such a fight for the victory in the pre-final, but the only way is up from now on from Kian Shields. The Flying Scotsman will fight his way through. Alongside him is Kane Chelian, the Indian star, who will be pushing his weight around for the top 6 Then Zach Scoulard will be alongside the French lady Alice Haynes, Patrick de Battista and Anshul Gandhi. And then the last 4 will be Oliver Clough, Andre Uziel, Yanis Maillard and Saif Al-Nagar, who will actually not be racing. So they are the 20. And it's obviously going to be a very busy race for the drivers. 19 of them will take up the start. But we are in for quite a show. Jamie Day, outside favourite already, going into the race from pole position, knows the circuit very well and has obviously been running very sharply with the Energy team. And they will want to get him on the top step of the podium. Konstantin Reich won the title last year, don't forget. So he will want to make it back-to-back junior titles. And it's going to be tough. Kamal Agar for the George Gibbons Motorsport team has been very strong all weekend, and he's been a fighting force throughout. Keanu Alajari has just been making steady progress day in, day out. With every race, he just keeps fighting, keeps pushing, and now he finds himself on the outside row 2. That's a great place to start from. Carl Saad has just quietly been getting on with the job and finds himself now on the inside line of row 3, and he is actually a dark horse for the podium. He's been very solid, very composed, very calculated, a smooth driver, Carl Saad, and I have a feeling he could make the podium. 6th on the grid, Alfie Rigby, having been Honda Cadet Super 1 Series champion last year back in Britain. He's come to the international scene as a junior driver and is running beautifully well now. Fahad Al-Khaled and Khaled Saab will take up residence on row 4, and then Abdurrahman Frij and Alexander Renner will share the outside of the top 10. The X30 juniors ready for battle with the screams and roars of the GT engines outside the Dubai Kartdrome in the background. That's where they all want to go, and it won't be long before some of these guys get there. It's going to be a really exciting battle. But the junior X30 drivers have come to battle. One more fight. So now, Jamie Day, Konstantin Reich, Kamal Agar, Keanu Alajari, Carl Saad, Alfie Rigby, Fahed Al-Khaled, Khaled Saab, Abdurrahman Frij and Alexander Renner. And then it's Kian Shields from Kane Chenian, Zach Scoulard, Alice Haynes, Patrick de Battista, Anshul Gandhi, Oliver Clough, Andre Uziel and Yanis Maillard. The 19 drivers in the final, bidding for that place in the Miami International Final. They'll run in the colours of MLC Dojomoto, and it's going to be one heck of a show. 16 laps of this Dubai Kartdrome circuit. I can't quite do the math of what 1,300 metres times 16 is, but it's a very, very tough race ahead of them. So now the drivers are coming to the grid. Day, Reich, Agar, Alajari, Saad, Rigby, Al-Khaled, Saab, Frij, Renner, Shields, Chedian. They'll come out of the final turn, the engine revs will rise, and we're ready to race in the Dubai Plate Junior X30 Grand Final. Away we go racing, and Konstantin Reich is going to try and out-drag Jamie Day round the outside through turn 1, but he can't make it. Kamal Agar is going to get through onto the inside into second place. He makes the jump, and a cracking start too as we got an incident in the third corner. Looks as though on the right-hander, 2 or 3 carts in the mix there. I think that was a fast-starting Alfie Rigby trying to charge up into the top 4 early doors. He was on the inside line, so if he's just stopped on everything, he might even find himself towards the sharp end. So as they come off the turn, through 7, through 8, in the lead is Jamie Day. In second is Rigby! Rigby is second! How has he done that? Absolutely sensational! So now Rigby has fought past 4 carts in front of him, and he's chasing down Jamie Day. Absolutely incredible start for Alfie Rigby. He was dead last pretty much at the pre-final, and now at the end of lap 1, he's in second place. Wow, absolutely amazing. Agar is now third from Alajari, Reich, Saab, Al-Khaled, Frij, Saad, Gandhi and Shields, with Renner in 12th from Haynes, Chenian, Uziel, Scholar, Clough, de Battista and Maillard. And there's an off in the middle of turn 3 that looks to me like Anshul Gandhi. So I think Anshul Gandhi sadly has had another incident, this time in turn 2 on lap 2 of the final. A real shame for Anshul. He was in the top 6 in terms of lap pace for most of the weekend. But now Jamie Day leads the race, and if Alfie Rigby can keep this bandwagon rolling with Kamal Agar in tow, they could challenge him for the whole thing. Kamal Agar's going to go for the inside of Rigby. He edges him out, shuts the door in front of Konstantin Reich, but Rigby's going to come straight back for him. Kamal Agar moves across. He's not going to let him go. They need to stop this because Jamie Day's getting away. Surely they need to work together to push him farther forward. Jamie Day has got a great lead out in front. So Jamie Day leading by 1.7. He's going full guns at the moment. This is a fairy tale for Jamie Day out front. On home soil, he knows the circuit so well. Rigby now loses out to Konstantin Reich. Down to 4th place goes Rigby. Reich is 3rd, but Jamie Day is looking so solid and strong out front. He's got a lead of 1.7 at the end of the 2nd lap. Catch me if you can, boys. Brilliant stuff. Under the bridge he flies and into turn 9 with lots of advantage. Kamal Agar 2nd, Reich 3rd. 4th is now Khaled Saab. He's doing a great job. Then it is, I think that might be Abdurrahman Freij who has come up further forward. My apologies, Freij is a little further back, so that has got to be Keanu Al-Ajari who has worked his way forward. Brilliant driving as they work through at the end of the lap. Jamie Day still leads the way. A 57.9 from Jamie Day. Kamal Agar, then Konstantin Reich, Khaled Saab. It's Fahed Al-Khaled who's in 5th place in the Viralart car. Then Rigby, then Freij, then it's Saad, Anshul Gandhi, Kean Shields, Keanu Al-Azari, Zach Skular, Alice Haynes and Andre Uziel. The man who spun initially actually was Alexander Renner, I am told. So Alexander Renner having difficulties. And I think we had a spin too from Kane Cherian. So Cherian had a spin at turn 2, but we've also had an off from Alexander Renner, who is trying to catch up to the rest of the field. Jamie Day's in a different postcode at the moment. He's just charging away. 2 seconds clear now of the rest of the field. In this sort of form, on this track, which he practically owns in Junior X30, I'm not sure anyone's going to catch him today at this rate. Kamal Agar in 2nd, though, has got plenty of competition from Konstantin Reich for the 2nd and 3rd rungs of the podium. It will be tight. Jamie Day goes through. A 57.6 from Day. Reich goes 57.5 to get closer to Kamal Agar, though. Is Reich going to get through? Not close enough yet. But the gap opens up to 2.2 for Jamie Day in the lead. Kamal Agar 2nd from Reich, Saab, Al-Khaled, Rigby, Freij, Saad and Kean Shields. They come up and over the bridge. A really tough battle. Jamie Day still fighting out in front with a massive advantage. This could be the biggest victory lead of the day. 2nd place for Kamal Agar. Konstantin Reich 3rd. 4th is Khaled Saab. Back into 5th place comes Alfie Rigby. He's fought his way back into 5th place past Fahed Al-Khaled. And there is a penalty going out. A penalty for Jamie Day! 3 seconds penalty. 2 wheels off of the tram line. So now he is 2.2 seconds ahead. If he gets 3 seconds clear, he will still win. But he's got to get a 3-second lead. He's got to make 7 more tenths of a second. Jamie Day's job has just been made 10 times harder. Wow, that is drama. Jamie Day has a 3-second penalty with 2 wheels off the tram line at the start. He leads by 2.3, but he's got to find another 8 tenths of a second lead if he wants to keep the victory. I don't believe it. Kamal Agar is 2nd, Reich is 3rd. Well, Jamie Day could really do with these two scrapping away for 2nd place now and costing themselves some time. Alfie Rigby could do with working with Khaled Saab to get up to them as well. If they start scrapping, Jamie Day's okay, but he's got to keep in these qualifying laps. He's got to do a Michael Schumacher at Hungary 98. He's got to do nothing but qualifying laps for the rest of the race. Keep going, Jamie. A 57.1. He responds beautifully. 2.5 seconds is now the gap. He's got to find another 6 tenths from the rest of this race with 10 laps to go. Plenty of time to do it. But Jamie Day's just got to keep going. He'll know about it. He'll have seen the penalty on the board. So he'll know, right, I've got to find 3 seconds. I'm not going to find 3. I'm going to find 5. He's going to keep pushing. Kamal Agar in 2nd. Reich still right with him in 3rd. Khaled Saab is 4th with Alfie Rigby with him in 5th place. Konstantin Reich is not able to get close enough to Kamal Agar at the moment to battle for the victory. And this is good news for Jamie Day, but he's got so much pressure now. This is going to be so tough. Kamal Agar, 2.5 seconds back. Konstantin Reich, 2.6 back. As it stands at the moment on aggregate, Jamie Day is going to be third, but he's not done yet. He's got to keep pushing. 57.194. Another new fastest lap from Jamie Day. The gap's up to 2.8. He's so nearly there. But there's a yellow flag at 2. We've got a stationary car. I think it's Andre Uziel. Andre Uziel, I think, has come off at turn 2. That is a real shame. But Andre Uziel, I'm afraid, is out of the race. That is a real shame. The Spaniard has been so strong. But it's not going to be his day today. Meanwhile, Jamie Day continues to dig deep and keep pushing. The punishment fits the crime, but he's got to find more time. And there's a little bit of a contretemps. Abdurrahman Frage and Kian Shields battling for 6th place in turn 9. And now Shields gets up the inside. Now he's got the place from Frage. And Fahad Al-Khaled is going to come alongside his teammate. And watch out! And Gandhi goes past both of them and goes into the back. Kian Shields gets away with it. But Gandhi has gone into the back of Frage and Al-Khaled. All 3 of them come together. And that has caused pandemonium. The top 6 are well clear. Al-Khaled gets away with it. Keanu Al-Ajari has gone up into 8th place. Sada to 9th. Skular into 10th. And then Alice Haynes in front of De Battista. Abdurrahman Frage is going to be absolutely hopping mad about that one. Anshul Gandhi drops to 15th, but it's not going to be any worth a sorry from Frage. Dear, oh dear. That's gone terribly wrong for Frage and for Al-Khaled. But at the moment, Jamie Day still pushing hard. 2.839 is the gap. If he finds 2 more tenths over the next 8 laps, let's make that 7 laps, he will have done enough. But he's got to keep pushing. Qualifying laps from now on, Jamie. You've got to keep pushing. Down the straight. Another new fastest lap. 57.09. And he's 3.3 clear. He's taken half a second out of Konstantin Reich. Now in 2nd place in front of Kamal Agar. He was helped there by Reich getting past Agar and also getting fastest lap times. He's got to stay in the 56s. If he can get in the 56.9s for the rest of this race, then Jamie Day is safe. As it stands now, he'll win by just 0.3 of a second. That is not a lot, but he's got to keep pushing through 9, through 10. And now the inside, Kamal Agar gets Reich. Oh, he spins it! And into the back goes Reich! Now that could cause a major problem for Reich's front fairing. There's nothing Reich could do about that. If he's damaged, that's it. It's over. But that is a heaven sent for Jamie Day. He's made at least a second in that. And the gap is wide, says the mechanic on the straight. You've got this. Keep going. 6 to go. And he's had another new fastest lap. 57.0. The gap is 4.8. Surely now, that's it for Jamie Day. He's just going to keep going. Wow, he's had to do it in one of the most dramatic ways possible. Leading, pulling away, and then given a penalty. Fair enough if he did it, but there he is pushing away. And unfortunately for Kamal Agar, the pressure got too much and he's lost control. And unfortunately, Konstantin Reich was too close. He's hit him. If he's got a damaged front fairing, then 2nd is going to be Khaled Saab and 3rd is going to be Alfie Rigby. Well, this is going to be an amazing result. Completely not what we thought it would be coming in. Certainly from 2nd and 3rd, it's still very much open. But if Reich has taken a big hit on the back of Kamal Agar, I'm not sure he's going to be able to get 2nd place out of this. But Jamie Day is just romping away now. 57.016 by Jamie. Another new fastest lap. And the gap has opened up to 5.2. I told you he'd take a lead of 5 seconds. He's absolutely on it. Khaled Saab is 7/10 back from Reich. Rigby is 4th from Kamal Agar. Kian Shields, Keanu Al-Ajari, Carl Saad and Fahad Al-Khaled. Now, depending on how much damage was taken by Reich and Kamal Agar, we could see the likes of Saab, Rigby and Shields coming up the order rapidly at the end of the race. So those 3 could still have a chance of a podium. They've got to keep going. Shields is now right in there with Kamal Agar. He wants to get through. And the Flying Scotsman is going to charge again onto the back of Kamal Agar. Down the back straight. Ian Shields is going to try and make a lunge for Kamal Agar, but Agar is braking very late, and Shields doesn't want to get anywhere too close. Another new fastest lap from Jamie Day. Now he's in the 56s. 56.971. He's the only man to do it in this race so far. Konstantin Reich is 5.4 seconds back. Khaled Saab in third, Alfie Rigby in fourth place, and Anshul Gandhi has lost more time, having lost the places to De Battista and Kane Cherian. But this is going to be such a brilliant victory for Jamie Day. Even without the penalty, he would have had a big lead. But with the penalty, he's still leading by 2.4. An astonishing display. He knew he had to dig deep, and he's just having fun on his own circuit now. This is a great run from Jamie Day. He leads the way comfortably. Reich is second to Saab, with Alfie Rigby there in fourth place. Those two could still be having a very tasty result out of this if Reich has got damage. If he hasn't, then it's going to be Reich in second, Saab in third, and Rigby in fourth position from Kamal Agar and Kian Shields, who's just set his personal best, a 57.2, with Agar on a 57.1. Jamie Day, though, 56.8, would you believe? A 56.802. He's just charging forward. The gap has opened up to 6 seconds. It's double what he needed. Jamie Day, absolutely in charge. He's at turn 11 before they've even come under the flyover for second place. That's just world-class dominance. Second place from Reich, third from Khaled Saab, fourth for Rigby, fifth for Agar, and sixth for Shields from Alajari, Saad Skular, and 10th for Fahid Al-Khaled at the moment. Abdurrahman Frij is trying to get back into it. He's down to 12th behind Kane Cherian, I think that is. Patrick De Batista's trying to get back into the battle as well. Great racing all the way through the field. 2 laps to go for Jamie Day. 6.4 seconds is now the lead. He's taken another 0.4 of a second out of the second place man, Konstantin Reich. He was last year's champion, and Jamie Day is wiping the floor with him at the moment. They come up to the far side, and it looks to me as though there's been a change of position in the top end. Yes, Keanu Alajari has got past Carl Saad, I think, and made light work of it. Jamie Day is up at 12 as the second place man, Konstantin Reich, comes up to the chicane. A lap and a half to go, and he's absolutely charging. I'm not sure he knows just how big a gap he's got, because he's just trying to get as far away as humanly possible. He doesn't want to leave anything in doubt. He's still lapping qualifying pace at the moment as he goes into the final lap. Keep it going, Jamie. 56.822, 200ths off his best, which is the fastest lap of the race. He is still the only driver in this field to get in under 57 seconds for the lap. Reich is 6.9 adrift. Saab is third, Rigby is fourth, Kamal Agar is fifth from Shields, Alajari, Saad, Al-Khaled and Skular now 10th. No, Anshul Gandhi now 10th from Frij, Skular, Cherian and De Battista. Haynes, Clough and Maillard are next, with retirements from Alex Renner and Andre Uziel. But Jamie Day goes up to turn 12 with a country mile in front of the opposition. That was a race with twists, turns and all sorts of drama, and it might not be over for Kamal Agar and Kian Shields, but for Jamie Day it well and truly is. Out of the final corner, Jamie Day is the Junior X30 dominant champion in the Dubai O-Plate. Absolutely masterclass. You couldn't have asked for more from him. Konstantin Reich is second, Khaled Saab is third, and Alfie Rigby on his international junior debut is fourth. What a sensational race in Junior X30. Kamal Agar is fifth from Kian Shields, Keanu Alajari is seventh from Carl Saad, Abdurrahman Frij and Anshul Gandhi round out the top 10 from Zach Skular, Kane Cherian, Alice Haynes, Oliver Clough, Fahid Al-Khaled, Patrick De Battista and Yanis Maillard, with Alex Renner and Andre Uziel out of the race. But Jamie Day is king of the hill in unbelievably convincing fashion. So, Jamie Day has made it look easy out there. He needed to gain at least 3 seconds on the field thanks to his penalty. He found 6.9. Qualifying lap after qualifying lap. Jamie Day is the undisputable Junior X30 champion, barring official confirmation, of course. What a performance from Jamie Day. He will come home to euphoric applause from the pits and from the crowd as well. That was magic. Absolutely magic from Jamie Day. He comes into rapturous applause in the holding area. What a job. What an amazing win. Jamie Day is the Dubai O-Plate Junior champion. Junior X30 is Jamie Day's to conquer. And it was such an amazing win. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. A round of applause for him down here in the holding area of scrutineering. It's just such an astonishing performance. Khaled Saab congratulates him. But nobody could keep up with Jamie Day today. He needed a qualifying effort every lap, and he delivered. Absolutely terrific. An amazing performance. A great job. I'm going to go out to the front where we've got better signal, Jamie. Jamie Day, I've got to ask, when you saw that penalty, I guess your heart must have sunk a bit, but you delivered qualifying lap after qualifying lap. What a job.
As soon as I saw the penalty, I knew I needed to push a bit harder to get a bigger gap so that the penalty wouldn't affect me.
I guess you got into that first corner in the lead and you just decided there was no way you were going to lose this one.
Of course, needed to win, which was always there. So.
Have you ever driven that hard in your life, seriously?
No.
So now you get to go to more over in October, and it's the perfect start to a 2019 campaign.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Winning is definitely the right way to start 2019.
Congratulations, Jamie Day, Dubai O-Plate Junior X30 Champion 2019. Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Absolutely amazing drive. And a terrific effort. He had to give them qualifying lap after qualifying lap. That was never going to be easy, but he made it happen. Well, I think it's only worthy that if he's going to win the championship, he should beat the man who won it last year. That was always going to be tough. I mean, you gave as good as you got, but once he got away, it was always going to be difficult to keep up.
Yeah, sure. I just, in the chicane, one of my fellow race mates spinned and my bumper came in, which was really a disaster, which brought me 5 seconds below. But it was a really good race. Congrats to Jamie for all the win, and hopefully next year will be better.
Fantastic. Good job. Let's have a word with Khaled Saab. That was a tough race. There was all sorts going on in that one, but that was one of those races where you just dug deep and kept going, and you got a great result.
Yeah, I mean, I tried not to lose my head, especially after the spin. I was like, oh, I got to keep going. But, I just didn't lose my head, kept cool, and kept the pace up to the end.
So there's definitely some silverware 2019 karting year.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm excited for the rest of 2019 and see how it goes.
Good job, Khaled. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Brilliant stuff. Really great racing again from Junior X30. I'll have a word with this man, actually. Alfie Rigby. Come here, mate. Your motivation was rock bottom today. It was a really tough day. You fought back to, well, it could potentially be a podium. How do you feel about that?
Very good. I'm very proud of myself and everyone who's helped me.
The whole team are absolutely elated. Did you genuinely think a podium was possible coming into in your first junior international?
No, and I'm only 11 years old.
Well, buddy, great job.
Thank you.
Sensational. Some great talent in this field. Some great racing. But it was qualifying lap after qualifying for Jake Day. But what an effort. And now the champion. Great work. Brilliant. So that's your Junior X30 champion round. But there is one more round. We now need to find out, sorry for the signal, we now need to find out who is going to represent the Biralat Middle East team at the IAMI International Final in Senior X30. The winner of this event will get a free ride at the IAMI International Final in the colours of Biralat Middle East, and it's going to be a really interesting fight to get us there. So many top drivers in this field. They're still racing away at the Autodrome. A very fantastic backdrop. But what a drive from Jamie Day. I'm so impressed. It's not easy to get qualifying pace out of a 16-lap race. Boy, did he do it. So now we're into the grand final of X30 Senior and X30 Master. 16 laps. And the winner of this, of course, will wear the colours of Biralat Middle East at the IAMI International Finals at the Le Mans International. And perhaps more importantly for the driver who wins it, they could also end up with a test drive in the FIA Formula 4 car that is in the foyer downstairs here at the Dubai Kartdrome, running under XL Motorsport colours in an FIA Formula 4 car on the Dubai Autodrome. The winner of this race gets that honour, and it could be any one of the drivers in the top 10. Pole position goes the way of Liam Crystal. The Brazilian worked very hard in that first race, and while Manafijawi got there on the road, it was a penalty handed out to Manafijawi after the pre-final advantage by contact, and that cost him 10 seconds, so he slipped to 8th in the results, and that is where he will start from the grand final. So it'll be pole position for Liam Crystal, who will line up on the front row of the grid with Joey Hansen. Mauricio Hernandez will be third from Leroy Jagassar. Then Denis Bahar and Elliot Harvey will be on the third row from Kyle Kumaran and Manaf Hijawi, with Amir Al-Najjar and Vlad Dobrizio rounding out the top 10. But there are still some big names who will be charging their way through from the lower end of the grid. In 11th is Rami Azam, the leading master, with Dan Alves in 12th from Giacomo Mazza and Valentino Fritsch. Harry Barlow 15th from Craig Shenton. Hugo Gide and Dimitris Papanastasio. Jano Toysing and Prashant Koshar from Dan Becker, Dario Rubio, Gianluca Elmozi, Abdurrahman Dalami, and then Marshall Kazakova, Alex Waring and Miles Fleming. This is the race that everybody wants to see. The race that will decide a test drive in the XL Motorsport FIA Formula 4 car, as well as a run at the IAMI International Final in October at Le Mans in Biralat Middle East colours. It's a big prize, it's a big honour, and it's going to bestow upon the Dubai O-Plate champion in Senior X30. Still celebrations after a very strong Junior X30 race. Great to see so many brilliant drivers putting on a good show. We've had some terrific racing, but there's just one race left, and it is the Senior X30 final. It's going to be a really exciting battle. We'll see some terrific action from the drivers in this category. We'll also see who comes through as the Masters champion. The Canadian Rami Azam was joking to me earlier that I'm not just in this to win the Masters, I'm in this to win the Seniors as well. He wants to win the whole thing. Well, maybe he could take some driving tips from Tony Hogg. He very nearly did it himself in the Veterans category, winning the whole X30 shifter race. So nearly did it. Couldn't quite beat Syed Al-Ali today. After this race, of course, we will get the official confirmations of everything, and then we will have a podium ceremony. But what a fantastic display it has been here at the Dubai O-Plate. And I'm a little bit sad about the fact that this is going to be the last race of the weekend. I've absolutely loved every second of it, and I don't want it to end yet. I'm just getting started. What do you want about? But there's one race to go as Jamie Day comes up, having won his Junior X30 final, and now the only thing he's interested in is watching the Senior X30 final. He wants to see how that one goes. But there's hearty congratulations from everybody up here on the balcony. That's the great thing about this event. The camaraderie is so humbling. The teams are obviously great rivals and there's great spirit of competition, but there are great friends in this paddock. Everybody hangs out together. I've only really seen this sort of respect and friendship between racers in different teams in British club racing, certainly not at a national or international championship level. It's great to see such friendships up and down the pit lane. So a brilliant result for all of the drivers in Junior X30. We will, of course, have our podium ceremony a little bit later on. But what a sensational race it has been in Junior X30's final. And, I've just spotted the Bambino champion who's come up in his overalls from yesterday. We didn't really get a chance to speak to him yesterday. It'd be great to have a word with him, considering we're still live on air. Shonal Kunimal has wandered over. Shonal, I'm going to dip down to your level, mate. Shonal, that's not going to be good for the sound, apparently. Shonal, it was a really tough day yesterday, but you had 4 really tough sessions, but you were faster than everybody by a long way. How do you feel after it now?
It is good, actually. I liked overtaking people.
So obviously you now get a bit of a prize from George Gibbons Motorsport. You'll have a Paralin Cadet chassis and an engine to step up to the next level. So you must be very excited now.
Yeah.
So what's going to be the next step for you after today? You've obviously got another championship to focus on. You want to get the UAE series finished up.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing you're going to do when you get home? Have you found a place for the trophy yet?
I don't think so. There's not much space. Full of trophies in the house.
You're winning too many of them. It's running out of space. Well done, Shonal Kunimal. Great job, buddy. Well done. He was fantastic yesterday. Such a hero. And a brilliant job in the Bambino. Good job, Shonal. Fantastic work, mate. Really good racing yesterday. Attention paddock, can we please have a parent or guardian for driver 210? A parent of driver 210, you need to make your way over to the ambulance. That is the parent or guardian of driver number 210. Please make your way to the ambulance bay. Thank you very much indeed. So Senior X30 is going to be next up. Obviously, there is a little pause between the 2 finals, but there are some very happy faces up here. There are some frustrated ones as well. We thought we were going to see several drivers towards the sharp end of that Junior X30 final, and a lot of people have ended up quite frustrated with their lot. And we've seen some good battles, but it hasn't all worked out for the best for everybody. But I'm really excited to see how this one is going to go. And we should have some really exciting race battles for the last race of the day. Senior X30 in the top 10. There are at least 10 drivers who could win it. Liam Crystal, Joey Hansen, Moniseo Hernandez, Leroy Jagassar, Dennis Mahar, Elliot Harvey, Carl Kumaran, Manaf Hijawi, Amir Al-Najjar and Vlad Dobritiu. Now, just to give you an update as to the difference between this pre-final that we had before and now the final started. There were 2 penalties handed out at the end of the pre-final. Liam Crystal was originally 3rd on the road, but a penalty was handed out to Manaf Hijawi for his move in the early stages of the race at turn 12 on Liam Crystal, because it was adjudged by the stewards that he gained an advantage by contact, so he was given a 10-second penalty. That dropped him down to 8th position, which is where he'll start this race from. That would have given the victory to Elliot Harvey of George Gibbons Motorsport, but because of the bumping and boring through the course of the race, he was given a front fairing penalty and 5 seconds were lost, so that dropped him out of the winning position, and that's why Liam Crystal is now back on the top spot, because he finished 3rd on the road, but with the 2 drivers in front of him penalised from the pre-final, he is back into that pole position. So it's a massive sigh of relief for Liam Crystal, because there was a bit of a moment where it could have all gone terribly wrong, but he was very fortunate. And that's the luck of the draw sometimes in motor racing. Sometimes it just is the name of the game. You've got to be in the right position at the right time. It is the luck of the draw. And there are so many drivers in this field who could make a bit of a play of it. Now, there's been a bit of an interesting battle in the Masters race as well between Rami Azam and Craig Shenton. Now, both of those two have been pretty quick. Consistently, Rami Azam has been the most composed to get the job done and has finished ahead of him more solidly. But Shenton has definitely been, most of the weekend, the faster driver over 1 lap. So there is an opportunity for Shenton to bounce back in this final and start to work his magic back through the field again. So there's 2 races within 1 race, of course, the overall, and then you've got that battle between Rami Azam and Craig Shenton. But there are a couple of drivers in the Masters who might just edge it away from them you've got to remember there's the potential for the likes of Dimitris Papanastasiou and Jano Toysing, who are going to be 3rd and 4th in the Masters rankings. There's also the likes of Dan Becker, Dario Rubio and Gianluca Almozi in the field. They've all had difficult weekends, but they could step up the game. And there's been nothing but bad luck for Ekaterina Kazakova of the Dojomoto squad. She had a bent chassis and then bent steering in the pre-final, which is what ended up taking her into the barriers at turn 10 and ruining her race on, I think, the 3rd lap of the pre-final. So as long as she can get things back together, and the crew have been working hard to get her back out there in good fettle, then hopefully she will have a chance of making that happen. But we are now getting ourselves ready for the action in the X30 Senior Final. And obviously the winner of that race is going to come through as the representative of Biralat Middle East in the IAMI International Finals in Le Mans at the Alain Prost circuit in October of this year. But also they will get a fully funded drive in a test drive at the Autodrome just behind us with the XL Motorsport FIA Formula 4 car. So there is a lot at stake for the winner of this Senior X30 race. They want to make sure they get the job done. And it is the race I think pretty much everybody has come to see. So Senior X30 karting is obviously one of the most competitive sports in the world. It is the last rung of the ladder, Senior X30, before you start making your way into professional car racing as a professional racing driver. And that's obviously why it's such a big deal to the drivers who want to get a test drive in the FIA Formula 4 car. If they can show they've got speed and skill in the racing car, it is obviously easier for them to attain sponsorship to go and do a full campaign. So it is going to be tough, they know that, but obviously if a good test session goes well, there could be good funding to go and do the UAE Formula 4 Series in the 2019-20 season. So obviously it will be very tough for them. They know how much is at stake and they know how tough it is. But it's obviously going to be very tricky. So they've got a long race ahead, as they know, 16 laps. The pause in between races is only making the wait tougher to bear for the drivers. We obviously have a little bit of a medical incident to take care of first, so the driver protocol must be adhered to first and foremost, and then obviously we're going to be able to get their way back up the order once again. So this last race is obviously going to be the one that decides a very major step in a young racing driver's career. Senior X30 karting, they start in this category aged 14 and then they can work their way up. But it is tough to win at Senior X30 level, and there's not many 14-year-olds who have ever gone on in Senior X30 to win world titles. In fact, so far there has only been one 14-year-old world champion in the world of senior karting. His name? Lando Norris, just a few years ago. Okay, attention paddock, can we please have number 276 to the stewards and 210 to the stewards, and then 295 and 299. So that is 295, 299, and then obviously 276. Can you please make your way to the stewards room? Thank you very much. It is going to be a really exciting battle in this last race of the day, the X30 Senior and Master Grand Final, around this 1,300-metre Dubai Kartdrome in the heart of the Motor City, here in the city of Dubai. And it's a fantastic place to come motor racing. So much opportunity for a youngster from the Middle East to progress in motorsport. And considering the talent that we've seen displayed in this most international of events, the Dubai O-Plate, the biggest international karting meeting of the Middle East, I have a feeling it is not going to be long before we see somebody from this region making the progression up to the worlds of Formula 1, Formula E, the Le Mans 24 Hours, and even the Indianapolis 500. It's not long, considering the raft of talent and the rate of development of the sport and of the drivers in general. The preparation is fantastic. A lot of the European talent, who we know has always had a tradition of going up to the top spot, they have obviously had it very tough trying to beat the local drivers on home soil. And that is proof of just how good these drivers are becoming. All it takes is a little bit of backing and a little bit of ingenuity. And these guys are eventually going to start moving their way forward. There are some very talented racers on this grid, and in the senior grid in particular, I can see plenty of them who have what it takes to win. Liam Crystal will start the race from pole position once we get going. Joey Hansen will be there in second on the starting grid alongside him, and he was the original pole position man from qualifying. Third on the grid will be the Peruvian star, Mauricio Hernandez, and he will line up beside the Dutchman, Leroy Jagassar. And the third row of the grid is going to be the Swiss driver, Denis Bahar, who is running with the Ricardo chassis. And then alongside him on the grid is going to be Elliot Harvey, who would have been the winner had he not had the front fairing penalty. Karl Kumaran and Manaf Ijawi, who was first on the road in the pre-final, but with his 10-second penalty for advantage by contact, drops to 8th, sorry. And then Amir Al-Najjar in 9th position. And alongside him on the starting grid on the 5th row is going to be the man starting in 10th place. That is Vlad Dobritio. Rami Azam 11th, and 12th Dan Alves. Jacobo Mazza and Valentino Fritsch in 14th place. Harry Barlow will share the 8th row of the grid with the man competing for Masters honours, and that is Craig Shenton. Hugo Gide is going to be there in 17th position on the starting grid. And alongside will be Dimitris Papanastasio with Jano Toysing and Prashant Koshar, who will be together on row 10. And then on the 11th row, just outside the top 20, will be Dan Becker and Dario Rubio. Gianluca Elmozi will share the 12th row with Abdel Ramandonami. Colin Marshall and Ekaterina Kazakova will be next. And then Alex Waring and Miles Fleming will take up the rear of the grid. An amazing backdrop with the Dubai Autodrome. Cars going around the circuit in the background. I'm sure I'm going to be racing back to my hotel room pretty sharpish this evening so I can get the best view in the house. A massive thank you, by the way, to Radisson Park Hotel. They've been absolutely amazing, helping a lot of the teams, the mechanics, the drivers, the parents, and obviously the officials having somewhere very luxurious to stay for this weekend. And I have to say, it has been an absolutely marvellous event. People have been telling me it just keeps getting better every single year, and I totally believe them. The quality of the event is absolutely stellar. It is a world-class motorsport event now. The officialdom is accelerating in terms of the professionalism behind the scenes. Everything is working in terms of the administration, and the organisation of the racing has been absolutely fantastic. And not everybody has been able to walk away with the prizes they wanted, but certainly in terms of the quality of the racing, it has genuinely matched any major race I have witnessed over the last 6 years as a commentator in karting. And I've done everything from the British Championships to the European Series of IAMI through to the CIK FIA World Championships for both OK and KZ. And this is just as good a quality of racing. The show is just as impressive. And I'm really, really impressed with my first trip to the United Arab Emirates. And I don't want it to be the last now. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really hoping for a return visit. So 12 months from now, maybe we can do it all again. And that sound in the background is quite addictive, actually. A lot of the drivers in this field are going to be on that circuit one day, pounding around in GT cars. Who knows, it might not be too long before we get a winner from the Dubai O-Plate going on to triumph in the Gulf 24 hours. It's not far away. So it is going to be a really exciting battle, and we'll see how the X30 senior race will progress in just a few moments' time. The green flag is up. They're on the rolling lap. So the drivers are coming out for the last race of the day, with everybody now watching on the start line. The likes of Faisal Al-Salawi, the boss of Dubai Autodrome, is here as well, keeping an eye on all of the activity on the circuit for this truly international event in the world of motorsport. The Dubai O-Plate, the most international event in the Middle East karting scene, and it's only going to get bigger from here on out. Crystal, Hansen, Hernandez, Jagassar, Bahar, Harvey, Kumaran, Hijawi and Al-Najjar, with Vlad Dobritio rounding out the top 10. The winner of this race goes on to represent Biralat Middle East in the Army International Finals at Le Mans in October, and also gets to run around the fantastic Dubai Autodrome next to us, run of course by Fazal Al-Salawi himself, who is here on the start-finish line watching along the race with us all. in the Excel FIA Formula 4 car, which could be the stepping stone to big things. The drivers lining up in formation. Crystal, Hansen, Hernandez, Jagassar, Bahar, Harvey, Kumaran, Hijawi, Al-Najjar, De Brizio. The drivers line up in formation out of the final turn. The engine revs rise, and for the last time, we're racing at the Dubai O-Plate. The karts swarm now through the first corner. Is there going to be a Liam Crystal-shaped kart in the lead? Yes, it is, as he continues to outdo, and there's contact further back. Yellow flags are out as there's a couple of karts going sideways. And who is that that's been spat out to the back? It looks to me like potentially... I think that's Vlad De Brizio. Potentially Vlad De Brizio. I think I may be mistaken. We'll double check as they come through again at the end of the lap. But out in front, Liam Crystal has hit the front and is doing a fine job. It's a big dramatic change further back as there's cars still swapping all over the place. Dennis Bahar tags and there's contact already in the first lap. Well, that could have ended very messily indeed. Dennis Bahar losing the back end and tagging his rival as they got back into position. It looks as though it's settled down, but this is going to be one heck of a race. Crystal from, I believe that's Hansen. So they come through out of the final turn and Liam Crystal leads the way. Joey Hansen second. In third it's Hernandez. Then it is Elliot Harvey in fourth position for the George Gibbons Motorsport team. So Harvey is still in a good position as they battle away for track position. Fifth place is now Jagassar from Hijawi, who's made up 2 places. Kumaran and Fritsch, Azam and Bahar from Alves, Papanastasiou, De Brizio, Toysing, Al-Najjar and Rubio. And the man who spun on the first lap, it looks to me like it might have been, I think originally that was Alex Waring who went off. So a problem there from Alex Waring as the battles continue and there's more overtaking through the field. Manaf Hijawi has fought his way up now into 5th place, past Leroy Jagassar. So they continue to race away. There's a big tussle in the middle of the pack and Harry Barlow has been squeezed out by his opposition there, losing a couple of places in his battle through the field. That was a little bit of a tight map there with, I think, Dan Becker. So over the line, Crystal is your leader. Hansen in second, 1.4 back. Hernandez, Harvey, Hijawi, Jagassar, Kumaran and Fritsch. They come up towards turn 2 and it looks to me as though a very big lead already for Liam Crystal. 1.4 seconds is the gap. But if these guys work in unison, it might not be too long before Crystal is caught. But Crystal is definitely in the box seat. Hansen second from Hernandez, Harvey, Hijawi and Jagassar. Manaf Hijawi pushing hard to keep himself going. Yellow flags up at 5. Yellow flags at 5. There's been another incident, but it hasn't affected the order of the top 5. 6th is Jagassar. 7th place is Kyle Kumaran. He's fighting back beautifully. I think the man in trouble might be Valentino Fritsch. Fritsch has disappeared from the fray. He was in 8th position. He's not there now. And yellow flags are still waving. So I think it's Valentino Fritsch in trouble. But out in the lead, it is still Liam Crystal from Joey Hansen in second. Hernandez, Harvey, Hijawi, Jagassar and Kumaran are in the top 7. Then it's Rami Azam in 8th place. 210 needs to go to the steward's office. 210 to the steward's office, please. 210 to the steward's office. Thank you. So up on the far side, Liam Crystal leading the way from Joey Hansen, Monteseo Hernandez, and the new fastest lap of the race man, Elliot Harvey. Dropping down through the chicane. The lead is Crystal's. And that's... Hang on, somebody's missing. Somebody's missing. Hansen in second place. Third is now Harvey. Fourth is Hijawi. I think Hernandez has dropped to 5th. So Harvey and Hijawi have both got through on this lap. And that's exactly where they want to go. Harvey's going to make a late lunge. What a move from Harvey. He gets through on Hansen and Hijawi goes with him. That's the latest possible overtake you can get in that corner. And Harvey dives for the inside and gets Joey Hansen. And that leaves the door open for Manaf Hijawi too. And he needed to because Liam Crystal is now a full 2.9 seconds clear. Now, if Hijawi and Harvey can work together, they might be able to close up on Crystal for the top spot. But 2.9 seconds is a big lead. Liam Crystal has obviously been eating for breakfast exactly what Jamie Day did because he's going just as fast. I'm going to order a truckload of it for Christmas. Up the inside, Hijawi through, Hansen through, and Harvey is knocked into the side of Hernandez. Harvey drops down to 5th. Now he's getting a big push on the inside from Jagassar and Kumaran. And Harvey has been squeezed out wide. Jagassar now at the inside of Kumaran. Harvey's going to come through as well. So Harvey through, Jagassar through, but Jagassar in front of Harvey. Liam Crystal is romping away, 57-0. He leads in absolutely brilliant fashion. Hijawi now second from Hansen, Hernandez, Jagassar and Harvey. Kumaran, Azam, Bahar and Dobritiou. Alves is 11th from Al Najjar. So the racing still continues on in fine style here at the Dubai O-Plate 2019 in the Senior X30 Final. 11 laps to go. Surreal racing, absolutely frenetic as you like, but out in front Crystal has a good lead. Second place for Hijawi, third for Hansen, fourth is now Hernandez in front of Jagassar and Harvey. Then it is Kyle Kumaran, eighth place is the Canadian Rami Azam, and then in ninth position it is going to be Denis Bahar, the Swiss, in front of Vlad Dobritiou from Alves, Al Najjar, Toysing, Jid Papanastasiou, Shenton, Rubio, Becker, El Mosi and Jacopo Massa. From Koshar, Barlow, Marshall, Kazakova, Fleming, Raman Dalami, and then the retirements, Alex Waring and Valentino Fritsch. So back into the lead of the race. A really strong battle, but it's out in front. No problem at all for Liam Crystal. He leads comfortably. So Liam Crystal coming through over to the flyover once again and keeps pushing on. It looks to me as though Valentino Fritsch has got going again, in fact. Oh, no, that might be Miles Fleming who's got going again. My apologies. Now, Manafijawi has still got pressure from Joey Hansen, but Liam Crystal is just disappearing into the distance with over 3 seconds in hand now. Manafijawi versus Joey Hansen is going to be the battle for second place. So here they come once again. Up through the final turn. And onto the main straight again. Crystal, Hijawi and Hansen. Hernandez in fourth from Jagassar in fifth and Elliot Harvey in sixth place. The top six reasonably well spread, but there is still a chance for a good battle, especially if Elliot Harvey has anything to say about it. He's trying to tuck up behind Leroy Jagassar, who in turn is closing in a little on Hernandez, but the fastest man on the racetrack is now Joey Hansen. He's just done a 56.705. 9 laps to go, and at the moment Manafijawi is trying his best to close up on Liam Crystal, who is a full 3 seconds ahead of him. So Liam Crystal is just keeping the balance of the car. As up the inside, Denis Bahar gets a great move there on Rami Azam into turn 9, and Denis Bahar gets through. That's very well done. And now also on the inside line, charging side by side with Rami Azam and eventually getting through into 9th position is going to be Vlad Dobritiou. So Vlad Dobritiou getting through into 9th position, but it's still Crystal, Hijawi, Hansen, Hernandez and Jagassar in the top 5 with Elliot Harvey in 6th place, but it's going to be very, very tough indeed to catch up to the leader. Out in front, having a great run. Nothing can stop Liam Crystal right now. Liam Crystal still running well. Liam Crystal leads the way. Manafijawi second. Joey Hansen right behind him. They come through once more. In through the S's and up to the hairpin. A really exciting run down the back straight and into the hairpin up the far side. This is going to be a really exciting battle as the drivers continue to charge forward through to the final turn. Hansen is getting very close to Manafijawi. Hansen looks really motivated and fired up. Don't forget, he was the original pole position sitter yesterday morning. So Joey Hansen is very fast here over 1 lap. Can he get on terms with Manafijawi? Hijawi is causing him a bit of an issue now. This is great news for Crystal, bad news for Hansen. Hansen is really struggling to find the time to cope with Manafijawi now. And as they come through over the far side, through the S's, it will be a very tough battle. But Liam Crystal has everything in control for the moment. 2nd place for Hijawi, 3rd place for Joey Hansen. Hansen looks really tough, really fired up now, looking for a way through on the inside. Jagassar behind Hernandez. Modeseo Hernandez, the Peruvian, still going well in 4th place, but not for long. Jagassar's going to dive. He's hit him! Jagassar's hit Hernandez, and they've both gone off. Oh, Jagassar and Hernandez are off at the hairpin. They just tagged wheels, and Jagassar and Hernandez are out of the race at the hairpin on the back straight. They've both clattered off the circuit, off to the grass, and it's all over. Well, it looks to me as though both Hernandez and Jagassar are not going to go any further. They are out of the race, and that is disastrous. So a bit of an issue there. Stationary yellows down to the hairpin. But it's Crystal, Hijawi, Hansen, Harvey now 4th, Kumaran and Bahar. And then Dabritio up to 7th, Azam is 8th, from Alves and Amir Al-Najjar in 10th. Well, it's a real shame for the guys up front. For Hernandez and Jagassar, their race is over. But they've given it everything they can to try and get through to the top. They've raced valiantly, but it's all gone wrong. Crystal leads, Hijawi 2nd, Hansen is 3rd. Elliot Harvey in a very valiant 4th place at the moment. So they keep pushing on for a good result, and they are still working hard up to the far side. Bristol, Hijawi, Hansen, Harvey, Kumaran. It looks to me as though Jagassar has got going again. So Leroy Jagassar did manage to get the kart moving, but Hernandez is out on the spot, unfortunately, for the Peruvian. And he seems pretty irritated about it. 2nd place is still up for grabs though. Hijawi and Hansen. Hansen with a new fastest lap, 56.5 with 4.5 laps to go as they come up towards the back straight now. Hijawi in 2nd, Hansen in 3rd, still trying to chase him down. Yellow flags are still there at turn 13. They're coming into the final few corners of the lap now, and Hansen is still wiling up a move on Manaf Hijawi as they come through down the main straight. 3 seconds back from Liam Crystal, who's not pushing at all. He doesn't need to. He's just controlling the pace of the kart at the moment. As on the inside, Hansen gets the move on Hijawi into 2. Hansen is there. Hansen to 2nd place. Lovely bit of driving from Joey Hansen. Absolutely terrific move onto the 2nd turn. It's not easy to pull off here. A fast first corner, you have to chuck it in on the inside and get the kart stopped on the apex and hope that there's enough of a move. And now Hijawi, he's frustrated. He wants to get back at Hansen for that move. That was very cheeky, sir. I'm coming back at you. Hijawi's going to have another run down the back straight, past the Hardys and up into the hairpin. Hijawi not close enough yet to make the move, but certainly not far away. Into turn 14. This is a good opportunity now as Hijawi's lining him up for a run at the final turn down the main straight. 3 laps to go, and Hijawi still pushing to Hansen. They come down towards the first corner, and Hijawi's going to try the same move on Hansen. Up the inside, then tucks in for the outside. Dives back for the inside of 3, and Hijawi's there. Great move. Oh, that was absolutely beautiful. The two of them battling away for every apex. Really inspiring stuff from Hijawi and from Joey Hansen as they fight over 2nd place behind Liam Crystal. Crystal's just checking out in front, but Hijawi back into 2nd on Hansen, and these two will fight for the best of the rest spot. But it looks to me as though Liam Crystal had better get his race suit ready for tomorrow, because there's going to be a trip to Dubai Kartdrome to check out the FIA Formula 4 car in the XL Motorsport awning. So he won't have to travel far. Across the line, 2 to go. It's looking good for Crystal. Hijawi and Hansen still together. Here comes Hansen again for another look at Hijawi into the 2nd corner. Dives for the inside, a late lunge. Now trying to cut for the inside. Not going to happen. Further back, Harvey is still trying to shake off the attentions of the man in 5th position right behind him. Harvey is battling away tooth and nail with the 5th place man, Carl Kumaran, the Indian star. Then it's Dennis Bahar, Dabritio, Azam leads the Masters, Alves and Amar Al-Najjar. Jano Toysing has come up to 11, side by side. Hijawi shuts the door on Hansen. Hansen's now getting irritated. A lap and a half to go, and Hansen wants the move on Hijawi. The Jordanian versus the Dutchman as they battle for position. Hansen trying to come around the outside of Hijawi. They're completely upstaging Liam Crystal, but Crystal is going to get the win with a lap to go. Here they come again. Hansen and Hijawi fighting away for 2nd place. They come down into the first corner through turn 1. And is there going to be a move from Hansen? He's going to need to pick a moment as he goes for the inside. Hijawi shuts the door. Hansen's going to make the move into 3. Oh, what a move! And a spin! Oh, I don't believe it. Slides sideways, just catches it on the exit. Hanson is through to second, Hijawi third. The back end got loose and somehow he kept it together. Goodness me, the cart was sideways. But Hijawi is still there. And now he's in a second again. Hanson's nudging him side by side. Harvey's going to try and cut round. Look out for Carl Kumaran onto the right side, trying to cut through. He dives for the inside. Harvey's going to mug them both. He tags Kumaran. But the checkered flag comes out. Liam Crystal wins the Senior X30 Dubai O-Plate. Terrific from Crystal, but it's not done yet. Second place could be anybody's with penalties taken into account. Second over the line though, after a brilliant battle on the final lap, is Manaf Hijawi. Joey Hansen third from Harvey and Kumaran. Bahar and De Britoyo. Azam is the leading master home. Alves and Al Najjar in 10th position. What a race. What a race meeting. The 2019 Dubai O-Plate has given us action in spades. Absolutely fantastic. We're all going to run downstairs, I think, and try and grab a word. I'm going to see if I can get into the holding area and find Liam Crystal when he comes in. What a result. What a drive from Liam Crystal. A brilliant battle right to the death from Manaf Hijawi and Joey Hansen as well for second and third. But for Liam Crystal, it's a victory dance. They will come into the result. It's going to be. They squeeze through. Come through. All right, guys, I need you to come off. I need to come through. You can shut it again. There we go. But the winner of the Dubai O-Plate is going to come through in heroic fashion. After an amazing run. That was never going to be easy, but he made it look so. Absolutely terrific. Here's Carl Kumaran. He's had an amazing final race. Got himself right into the fray right at the end. I don't think you've heard the last of Carl Kumaran at the Dubai O-Plate. He'll be back 12 months from now, and the Senior X30 title could go his way. Frustration for Elliot Harvey. A good race, but it's not quite gone his way for the victory today. Caught out other people's incidents for a lot of the way. Joey Hansen delivered valiantly several times this weekend. And how about that from Hansen and Hijawi? They embrace on a terrific battle for second and third place. They both gave as good as they got. But Hijawi and Hansen have had an amazing run. Hijawi and Hansen in fantastic style. But nobody can take away the victory from the man who has done it in style. Liam Crystal is the Senior X30 Dubai O-Plate champion of 2019 after a great run. Absolutely brilliant racing. I'm going to grab a word with a few of the drivers. Let's see if we can get in there with Joey Hansen first of all. Joey, that was always going to be a tough race, but you guys were so ferocious throughout. They were at each other's throats. It was clean, harsh racing. The pair of you were really giving it to each other. That was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, this is my third race in senior since 10 years or something. So for me, it's a fairly new game. I still defend like a KZ driver, so I don't come off the turns. But still, I've had great fun. I had great fun with my NAF racing hard and firm. And yeah, some things, well, you have to do what you got to do in the race to keep your position. But yeah, it was great race of Liam. It was the fastest, I think, all weekend. And congratulations to them. It was yeah, I reckon he was the best one of the week.
Back for more in 2020?
We'll see. I'll talk with Maz and I'm sure we'll strike a deal.
Well done, Joey.
Thank you.
A brilliant race. Absolutely fantastic. Let's get a word with Manaf Hijawi, actually. Second position after a brilliant race. Manaf, come and have a word, mate. The racing was ferociously tough today. I mean, the penalty obviously caused a bit of an issue, but the way you fought back to second place, I mean, that was a heroic effort. You must be relieved to have got back to the position you're at least fighting for.
Yeah, to be honest, like I was kind of, like bothered after we got the penalty. Like we could have had a better chance at that. But anyway, like we just don't look we don't look back. We just look forward. I think we did what we got. We can to bring our self forward. So I'm happy with that, to be honest.
And this is a good setup for the rest of your 2019 because you're not just doing the racing out here in Dubai, you're going international as well. So, you know, that's a great warm-up for the season ahead.
Yeah, to be honest, it's good. And it's a good relief after, like, having a month off. So, like, I thought I didn't have it in me. But, yeah, it's good. And it's a good start to the year, to the season. So I'm looking forward to the next race.
Well done, Manav. Congratulations. Second place.
Yeah, thank you.
But now there's one more man to find. Come on over, my friend. That was such an amazing drive out front. Liam Crystal, you've done it. You are the Senior X30 champion. Just talk us through the race from your point of view.
It was. I was a bit nervous at the start, and then I knew what I had to do. I was just talking with it through coaches and mechanic and whatever. And sorry, thanks. And just to get a good start, and then get away in the first 3 laps. Make sure you make them as perfect as possible, and then just get the gap and hope for the best, and just keep pushing.
I don't want to overwhelm you too much, but just it's in that you're going to get a test in a Formula 4 car on that circuit over there. How does that feel?
Yeah, really, really good. I mean, it's something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, so it's going to be cool to see it come to life.
Hopefully it's the great race days to come. Well done. Senior X30 champion in the Dubai Plate, Crystal.
Thank you so much.
Terrific stuff. Great driving. And an absolutely amazing effort. And now Liam is finally going to get the chance to go and celebrate with his team. He hasn't seen them since he got out the kart. And now he's going to run over and embrace his team. What an amazing result. Oh, Mama Crystal gets the first embrace. 2 right. Liam Crystal is the champion of the Dubai Plate with a masterclass drive. Flawless is a word that isn't used in the right context enough. That really was flawless from Liam Crystal. And he's looking such the professional athlete. Hopefully that's the first of many times people will talk up Liam Crystal as a worthy champion. Remember the name here first, folks. It could be a very significant one in years to come. What a drive. So there you have it, folks. On the road, we have our champions. Valerio Rinicella in the cadets. In the shifters, it went to Saeed Al-Ali. In the juniors, Jamie Day romped away. And here in Senior X30, Liam Crystal is triumphant. And an FIA Formula 4 test with XL Motorsport beckons. And on that note, I noticed that the rental carts are now starting to reappear in the pit lane. Obviously, the function of Dubai Kartdrome is many-fold. Not only do they host international events, they have also got a business to run. So that is obviously going to be the next port of call. We're going to get the podium ceremony underway as soon as possible. Obviously, all the results have to be gone through with a fine-tooth comb and confirmed. But I think our champions are well and truly secured and locked in, and that's the important thing. It's been a great day of race action here at the Dubai Kartdrome. An amazing weekend, an amazing meeting, and I have to say the Dubai Plate really has delivered in 2019. It's been a sensational race weekend, and we've had some brilliant racing from it. Hopefully we will be back again in 2020 with more of the same, with even bigger grids and as strong and higher quality of caliber of talent as possible. Stick around if we can. For those listening on Downforce Radio, thank you very much indeed for tuning in. You can listen back to all of the coverage via the Spreaker application on your smartphones and tablets. It's free to download. Just search for Dubai Plate once you're in there and you will find it. And a brilliant result for all of the drivers. It's been a great weekend. I hope you've enjoyed the Dubai Plate as much as I have. I can't wait to come back to the United Arab Emirates. It's been a great weekend. I'm Jake Sanson. On behalf of everyone here who has helped out, from all of the partners, we have had an amazing weekend. To the likes of Tag Heuer, to AR Motors, to all of the teams and assistants who've helped out, to IAMI and to Racing Developments, XL Motorsport, who've given such amazing prizes, and to Brand Racing for the bags for the Bambinos. Thank you all very much indeed. To GGM, to Paralin for the cadet chassis, of course, as well. To everyone who has helped out. I'm running out of energy to go through all of the thanks, but you all know who you are. We couldn't do it without you. A massive thank you as well to all of the staff and the people running the show here at the Dubai Plate. It's been sensational. We'll be back again for more major karting events on Downforce UK later in the year. But from all of us here in the United Arab Emirates, in the shadow of the Dubai Autodrome, we've crowned some champions who one day
will be the heroes of that circuit. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Jake Villeneuve. You're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Bruno Senna. You're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Chris Hoy, and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Landon Norris, and you're listening to Downforce Radio.